Hi, friends. Welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris with you. That is Stephen Vaughn to my left. Casey Smith back there on the ones and twos per usual. Stevie Midday in the house.
Yo, what up, dudes?
I almost texted Isaac Robb yesterday for the, hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Dude, he caught me so off guard with that. I didn't know what to do because usually I fill in. I don't know. Just let him. I sit out and let him do the thing because I'm not trying to steal people's bits.
Totally, dude. It happened to me once. I filled in for Isaac with Jason.
Yeah.
And I did my hi friends, and Jason just was quiet, and I was like, oh no.
Well, you didn't do hey what to do.
I suppose that's true. It's a call and response.
Right.
You only say ahoy if you say what it do.
Right. It's like a robot. It's like he only knows that action, that command.
Cannot compute.
Ahoy. Hey. That's my thing now.
Hey. Welcome everybody on a fantastic Thursday. Happy to have you along. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. Stoked about that. Stevie Brackett's in for Mr. Marang, who will be back Thursday next week, I believe. So we're flying by the seat of our pants. I'm trying to get Joe Fisher on the show, but I think he's ducking me.
I think he is.
We're old friends too.
I heard doesn't want the smoke.
We're old friends too. That's my guy, man.
I heard talk out there. He's ducking you.
That's my ride or die, dude. Yeah, we're out there, and he's like, dude, let's talk MLS. And I'm like, or we could do it on the air,
You could
buddy.
do it, yeah.
Or so you guys can duck Homer for the next hour. Oh, God.
Stop it. Although I do like Oregon a lot this year.
You are a duck homer. That's what I've learned about this show. You are a real duck homer.
Dude, it's so tough. I am not a duck homer. You guys got to remember, I grew up despising that program. Absolutely despising everything about it. But when you get left behind, you're just kind of like, oh, well, I guess.
Yeah, once they kicked you out of the conference.
Once they were like, nobody likes you anyway.
Just took their ball and went home.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. But so now, I say this to the brand man all the time. The worst thing to ever happen to me as a fan is Wazoo getting kicked out. The best thing to ever happen to me as a professional is Wazoo getting kicked out because now I don't care. Now I just watch games. I just call it like I see it.
Yeah, because what are they playing for?
Right, yeah.
Pride?
Once out of every 8 years, maybe we get a playoff berth and go to Austin and
play
get
for
blown
pride?
out.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Play for money. Play for championships.
Play
for the Pac-12.
Play to drive to Pullman and get wasted for 2 days.
That's a reason.
That is a good reason.
That is a good reason, too, actually. It's hard to even say the Pac-12 because it's just the new Pac-12 now. I'm going to have a hard time saying, Boise State and Utah State.
It's Pac State.
Yeah.
Every time the Pac-12, it's Pac State.
Literally every time I'm going to have to say the new Pac-12. I don't care if they like it or not.
You're gonna stick with it. You're gonna like it.
They're gonna like it. It's the new Pac-12. It ain't the old Pac-12. It's not my Pac-12.
No, it's not my Pac-12. I don't even know if I can name all the Pac-12. You want to try?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to try to do a geography. Washington State, Boise State, Oregon State, Colorado State, Utah State, Fresno State,
let's go.
San Diego State,
come on,
Texas State, Gonzaga.
Is someone supposed to be checking this?
I don't know. I got 9.
That's right.
The Pac-12 is 9, correct?
Pac-12 is 9.
8 football, 9 with basketball.
You got it, dude.
Bam!
9 full-member institutions.
That's right.
Can put it on the board.
And apparently Texas State is just supposed to be baller.
Dude,
that's what I keep getting
they're
told.
towards the top of the Pac-12.
I know. They could be potential college football playoff, Texas State.
Well, they return a quarterback. That's why. That's what I've learned. If you return a quarterback in college football, everyone's going to say you're really good.
I'm returning 2 of 3.
Well.
Do I know who's starting? I don't.
Yeah.
Too many guys doing the same job.
Oregon State's returning their quarterback. Does that not count?
Easy.
No, he doesn't.
Easy.
Because he's
we
terrible.
We don't need to throw those stones.
Malik Murphy. Where did he come from? Was he at Duke?
He was Duke in Texas.
And they bailed on him for Darian Mensah.
I'll never forgive him, too, because I remember Duke was playing Wake Forest. I had a bet on Wake Forest, and he chucked one 50 yards. Last play of the game, touchdown. Pissed me off so bad. I'll never forgive him for that game.
You got bad beat on it?
Yeah. Brad Jackson, by the way. That's the Texas State quarterback.
Brad Jackson.
He's like a white boy.
Never heard of
him.
him.
He runs.
He runs. Oh, great. Yeah. Great.
He's supposed to be good.
Is this some kind of
he got bad intentions.
Bear Bachmeyer situation?
Bear Bachmeyer. Brockmeyer.
I don't know if you know that drop. That's Cam Newton. He was like, this guy wears number 47. If a quarterback wearing number 47.
He got bad intentions.
He does. Dude, Bear does not like to throw. He wants to run you over.
Yeah. He's like Scattaboo, but in a real body.
Right.
People are starting to post about the Giants. They're saying Scadaboo and Najee Harris. It's like when a Chrysler rolls up next to a Rolls Royce.
Chrysler? Scadaboo's nice enough to be a Chrysler?
I guess so.
Dude, is he going to survive after this year?
Nope.
No, that's why they got Najee Harris.
That's pretty sad that you got to go and get your boy Najee Harris.
3,000-yard seasons. Not sad about that.
Oh, Steeler homer over there.
I mean, that's just numbers don't lie. He's got 3,000-yard seasons and a torn Achilles. The 1 year he didn't play for the Steelers, it just happens to blow up in his face.
All right.
Can't blame it.
Sorry, continue on.
Get your bag, Najee.
We're going
Harris.
Najee Harris arguments to open the show.
Go for it, dude. He used to be a Steeler. Casey will talk for 4 hours about this.
That's
garbage.
what I'm saying.
Easy. What are we doing here, folks?
I do love just to get Casey going on rants
Oh, because he will.
because he will about
will.
stuff that I can't even argue.
To be fair, during the pre-show switchover, me and you were talking about right guard.
That's what I'm saying.
film,
Like he's
so.
telling me how bad this right guard is, and I'm like, I get it. And then
Shannon Sharp calls him fish fillet.
and then he shows me highlights, and I'm like, well, yeah, dude, but I can't argue anything because I'm just not going through and watching right guard film. I wish I could. I wish I had that life, but I'm not about that life. Casey is, and I love it.
You know what life I'm about? Trying to figure out why I can't buy Burt Goldstein tickets right
You're
now.
very upset about this.
Well, it's my wife's birthday present.
Hope she's not listening.
She's
Hey,
not.
what are you spoiling?
She's not listening.
Does she listen to the show ever?
Sometimes she's at work now, though.
Oh,
School started, dude.
that's right.
You know how this goes.
School does start.
Coach Vaughn,
Yeah.
right? Or did she work all year?
No, she gets a little summer. She's
Yeah.
she's admin though now, so she's not even a teacher
Oh,
anymore.
so she does less.
No, she does more. She does more, dude. She's in charge of all the teachers. She is the dean of faculty. Sounds right,
It's a pretty nice gig, man.
dude.
That was a long there trying to figure
Dude,
out.
I'm guessing.
Guarantee you, she talks about her workday when you come home from work
I
yourself.
guarantee, Casey, you're right. I guarantee that's not what her title is. Guarantee it.
What does your wife do? She works at a preschool. Oh, cool. Like like what kind of activities do they do? Ooh. I'm out. I'm out of information.
finger tap.
You can.
Yeah, I can tell you where she works, what her title is. Outside of that, I'm good. I don't have any more info. That's all I got.
I'd argue with you guys. I'm the same exact way.
I got a little breaking news here if you guys want.
Hit me with it.
Yeah, a little sounder here. In everybody's waited anticipation, James Harden has signed a 3-year, $97 million deal with the Portland Trail. I'm joking, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Now,
Easy ride.
now, did the Blazers have interest in him? Because I feel like the Blazers would have had interest in him, but then they just missed out, probably.
You know, let me tell you what. James Harden, Ja Morant, and Dame Lillard, dude. That's the trio I'm looking for.
How about this? Harden's career earnings, $511 million.
Dude, they keep paying him.
God, it's so good to be a basketball player.
He's one of the most. Again, I know it's James Harden, and we like to trash on James. He's one of the most
He is.
impactful guys in terms of the game right now.
He's one of the best offensive players of all time. It's not even. I don't even think it's a question.
Everyone's step back is James Harden. Like everyone does the dribble cross, let me walk it up the court because of James Harden.
Dude, peak James Harden on the Rockets when they were playing the Jazz in the playoff. The Jazz were guarding him literally behind him
they were
because they were
hacking him too.
Well, they literally would stand behind him because they were guarding the step back. They just let him go to the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how good that guy was.
If you Google does James Harden space
Suck. Choke in the playoffs.
have a ring,
Oh.
have an MVP, have an NBA championship, have
a
a
beard.
championship, have a no trade clause, have a player option, have any rings. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 8 are does he have any rings?
And that's kind of the problem with the NBA is just like, oh, if you can't win a ring, you
you
suck.
suck.
You're terrible.
To be fair, he is the 4th player in NBA history to eclipse 500 million. The other 3 are LeBron, KD, and Steph Curry.
Yeah. Dude is awesome. Dude is an awesome player. Now, he has his playoff woes for sure.
He's fat in the offseason all the time.
Yes, he sucked with the Clippers in Game 7 against the Nuggets. The Game 7 with the Rockets against the Warriors where they went and missed, like, I believe, 26 straight three-pointers. That's going to haunt him. But if they hit 2 3-pointers in that game, like, he wins a championship, and we think so differently of James Harden. Because that Rockets team was awesome.
Sure. I mean, the Oklahoma City team was awesome, too.
Yeah, and he was the 6th man on that team.
I still can't get these tickets. Super frustrated right now.
I bet if you're James Harden, you could.
If I were James Harden and I had $500 million, I'd just wait for the black market and buy front row.
Ooh.
We were talking about this. Tamani Kamara was at the Timbers game yesterday.
Yeah. Front row.
Dude, that's the life, man. I don't need to go to the club. I don't need to have 6 kids with 7 different women. I'm about, like, going to the ballet and then the Timbers game.
Well, that's why Tumani is so loved here.
Yeah.
Because he's going to Timbers matches.
Man of the people.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the time
Now,
I
he might have hit the club afterwards. You don't know this.
Yeah, that's true. He ain't got no job right now.
No.
He got to go to work today?
Yeah, he's got to probably go and work out and stuff.
Yeah, but like when? Like 2 o'clock?
Whenever he wants to.
Whenever
Does
that's
he
what I'm
have
saying.
to report?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he has to report, but I guarantee they're tracking him to see if he actually comes in and doing something.
Like I have
You
to.
just paid him $90
Right.
mil last season.
I have.
he
to,
better be going in and working out.
I have to be here by 10 o'clock. I choose to be here by like 8:30 or noon or 8:30 or 9.
Right.
But I don't have to be. I could roll in at 9:57 like the dude that sits in your chair does.
That was a cheap shot.
Well, that's what we do, right? Aren't we supposed to make fun of people when they're not here?
Cheap shot.
Did we make fun of you this bad?
What are you going to make fun of me for, dude? I'm perfect.
That's true, actually. What?
It just plays with itself. Yeah. Like, what are you going to make fun of me for? That I'm kind of short and chubby and
You know
bald?
what? I would argue this. Danny can't come in at 9:57 because he actually is prepared. He's preparing at home. He's ready to go.
Yeah, you might be true.
So yeah, he doesn't need you. He doesn't need your help. What does he want to bounce ideas off you? Save it for the show, bro.
To be fair, I feel like we do at least burn a few topics the second that we walk in, because the first conversations we have are always, "Oh, did you see this? Did you see this?" And we could spend 20 minutes on it, and then instead of just waiting for the show, we riff out there a lot.
I can confirm also with primetime, I don't think one time since I've been here and I started at the start of the year have they like said an idea for the show before the show to me.
Well, that's 20 years of experience. That's what that'll get you.
I bet you and Danny could you and Danny could do that though.
Maybe.
You don't think I think you guys could roll in at 9:58, talk 0 before the show and have a great show.
That's what we do every day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Great show.
What are you talking about, man? That's a normal day in the world.
Exactly.
Well, I have figured out here how to get some Brett Goldstein tickets.
You got it?
They're pricey.
Oh.
How much money can I spend on these before my wife gets really mad?
Well,
It's a gift for her.
Yeah.
She can't get mad.
She can't get mad?
She can't get mad.
well, you can
I mean, yeah.
She can.
I mean, is $370 mad
per tick.
per?
Yeah, I might be mad.
Yeah, that might be mad.
That is mad.
That is
For,
mad.
for the side character in Ted Lasso.
Whoa. Okay, he's probably like number 3. But still.
He's not 1 or 2.
What about 220?
He's not Ted Lasso.
What about 226?
What a business, though. Third on a show, and you're getting $370 per ticket.
Yeah.
God,
The sides are good deals.
Ted Lasso.
Ooh, not a Ted Lasso guy, huh?
I'm not.
Never seen it.
I battle with it a little bit. I find the show really funny. The third season was not my favorite. It was a little drawn out, in my opinion. It's tough, dude.
See, I don't think it's that funny.
See,
I want Sudeikis to be really funny, and I don't think he's that funny in that show. I think it's more like a heartwarming. Oh, look at this little team; they're so successful, and it's not realistic. And so
You
I
want
just,
Eastbound and Down.
if it's gonna be funny and over the top, yes,
You
do
want
that.
Eastbound and Down for soccer.
Where I feel like soccer, they're trying to make it out like this is a realistic like thing that's gonna happen, and I just don't think it's very realistic at all the way they do it.
I think one of the biggest challenges for me in that show, as somebody who does watch soccer, is it's meant to appeal to people who don't like soccer.
Right.
So then it inherently makes fun of people that do like soccer.
Okay.
It's like I don't love stoner movies either. Okay, Super Troopers is the exception. But like Half Baked, I think that movie is fine.
Easy ride.
Pineapple Express.
I think it's fine. Because it's like placating into like stoner vibes, bro. And I'm just kind of
Yeah. See, I'm not a stoner, so I like it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Because it's
Yeah.
for you. It's just rich of stereotypes. But Ted Lasso, there's a lot of it that does work for me, though. I did enjoy that show.
I watch Harold and Kumar A Very Christmas every single year. I can't.
That's
say
your
anything.
go-to
That's
Christmas
my
movie,
go-to. That and Friday After Next. So
dude.
yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I'm down with that.
All right, I'm doing it. Pulling the trigger.
Ah.
Which means I have to text my wife to don't look at the credit card.
At least you didn't open a new credit card.
That is true. That would be bad. Wait, maybe I should. Do you think I have enough time in the break? Open a new credit card just to spend money and not tell anybody?
I'm
But then
sure.
how do you pay the new credit card?
You don't. Isn't it? Do you pay off credit cards?
You just let it ride.
Hey, let it go.
Yeah, who
It's free,
cares?
dude. Yeah, it's free money.
Oakley Dokley, we got a great show for you today. It is a 10 Toes Down Thursday. Stephen Vaughn in for Danny Marang today, so we'll have a lot of fun with that. We'll get to that in the big nooner. I want to talk some college football today. Lenora Sellers has a new job. We're juiced up on the AO for Yayo. But a moral, big topic of the day that I kind of want to get to is true pressure on college football coaches this year. True pressure. And I'm talking like, can you lose your job pressure or can you not lose your job pressure? We'll start there in college football. 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network.
The biggest.
The Firm of Harris and Marang on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
1021 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are live from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge, 503-864-6326 kind of day. That's the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can also jump over on the YouTubes. 1051 The Fan is the channel. Smash that like, subscribe button, jump in the chat, and you can get real mad about Peyton Watson like everybody is over there currently. We'll get to that in hour number deuce.
Hey, we talked about this before the show.
Hey, like they all want me to change the board behind me.
Right. It's a controversial take right now.
Yeah, is it bad news? No, it's just average, normal news. We'll get to that in hour number deuce. But I wanted to ask the question about college coaches, and I want to pose this almost like when we get to the big nooner, I want to circle back on this and ask the question of which of these two coaches would you rather have? Because I think there's decent amount of pressure on them, but I want to know how you equate real pressure, okay? Let's take Dan Lanning, for example. Let's take Marcus Freeman, for example. A lot of pressure at Oregon, a lot of pressure at Notre Dame to win a national championship. Marcus Freeman's been in one. It was not a pretty game, but he's been in one. Mm-hmm. Dan's got that bugaboo about kind of big losses late in the season. So there's definitely pressure on them, but is there more pressure on Dan Lanning than Shane Beamer at South Carolina, who for my money will be the first college coach fired this year? You know, is there more pressure on Sarkisian? Is there more real pressure on Lincoln Riley? So I'm curious how we actually view pressure on college football coaches. Because, look, everybody's trying to win. Mm-hmm. If you're Texas Tech, you're trying to win. If you're Alabama, you're trying to win. But is Kalen DeBoer's pressure different than Dan Lanning's?
Yeah, I think there is different levels of pressure. Because, look, I mean, Dan Lanning, I think there is a ton of pressure on him this season to have his team perform in the playoffs. Like, the regular season, I don't think, we talk about this all the time. Like, the regular season is what it is for Oregon. Like, we kind of know they're going to, at worst case, they're going to be probably 10-2, make the playoffs.
And Oregon was dominant in that Texas Tech game, in that first game of the playoffs.
Right. They took that one step, but at the same time, all that we're really going to judge him on is how they perform in the playoffs. Do they get, dump trucked by 40 points again? But I think there's real pressure there because, look, he's not going to get fired. I don't think there's any scenario where I see Dan Lanning getting fired this season.
Sure. Same with Marcus Freeman.
Right. But at the same time, there is a lot of pressure because I think there's so much expectation, and there should be with those programs, and that's where you want to be. So I think that pressure is a lot different than Sark, where if Sark goes 8-4, like, he probably will get fired, and he probably should get fired because of all the talent he has. I think there's different. It's just different types of pressure. So, yeah, they're all under pressure, but it's all just kind of different at the same time.
Yeah, and I'm also curious, like, as pressure starts to mount again, like
I feel like the Sark. So to that point, I feel like the Sark pressure, where you're fighting for your job, that is a little more intense pressure, where you're gonna feel it in the games. Like, you can feel the tension when the cut without with the knife. Like, man, like, he's gonna get fired. Mm-hmm. Where Dan Lanning's like, all right, well, we lost again by 25 in the playoffs, but we're going to have another good squad coming back next season. So there's still a bit of pressure, but you can understand, you can kind of talk yourself into, we're taking a step forward.
Behind door number 3 is a third type of pressure. And that pressure I'm curious to the most is, I'm going to throw a name at you, and I'm going to ask, when does pressure become like another guy who has kind of been left for dead now? When does Kirby Smart start to feel pressure? Okay? When does Kirby Smart turn into Dabo Swinney? Okay? I think I think Dabo's a better coach than Kirby Smart. I think Kirby's a better recruiter than Dabo.
Yeah, I would flip those.
You would flip them?
Yeah, I would flip those. I think Dabo's been able to bring in great talent, and again, that's why you land a guy like Trevor Lawrence, you land guys like the Sammy Watkins, the DeAndre Hopkins. He's landed big names over the recruiting builds in history. But what I love about Kirby Smart is really good about assembling teams.
Sure.
Like,
sure. They have identities, great D-lines.
Identity is probably the biggest thing for me when it comes to Kirby Smart.
But if Kirby Smart goes another couple years without winning a title, I mean, look how much we bag on Ryan, not us, I mean the collective. Look how much we bag on Ryan Day, and he won one a couple of years ago. Kirby hasn't won one for a little bit. And I know that's crazy to say because it's only been like 3-4 years since he's won one.
Well, I would say that the Ryan Day, I guess, fire and the heat that we had towards Ryan Day is similar to what we're talking about with Lanning now. That's not similar to Kirby Smart, because I think Kirby Smart, when you have a few of those, you're kind of in a league of your own in some ways.
And maybe behind door number 4 is the outlier we don't think of it as that, and that's where you are. Like, if DeBoer goes 8-4 this year, I don't think they can afford to fire him. If Lincoln
Right, 'cause
Riley,
they gave him the new extension.
if
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley doesn't win 9 games this year, I don't think they can afford to fire him.
Right.
And then there's other guys like I don't think BYU's ever going to fire Sataki.
Like, he would have to do something, be
Right?
horrible.
As this texter says, Dan has to win less than 7 wins in back-to-back years to lose his job.
Now-
That ain't going to happen.
Now, there's always the James Franklin scenario.
Sure.
And that's where I think the Lanning thing comes into play, where Franklin could never get over the hump, right? He could never beat Ohio State or Michigan. He just couldn't do it. He beat everybody else, couldn't beat them. Right now, Oregon has that same thing where they're beating everybody. Like, Lanning doesn't lose to teams he's supposed to lose or supposed to beat. If Oregon's supposed to beat them, they'll win. Now, he's also starting to beat some more teams, but when he gets to the playoffs, he's been losing.
Sure.
So if this continues to happen, then you have one bad season like Franklin, you lose to UCLA, that's when you get fired, but it's not right now. Like, Lanning's still so new to Oregon that it's not going to happen at this point, but that is the road he's going to continue to go down if Oregon continues to get crushed in these playoff games.
To use Franklin as the analogy, it's like if Lanning loses to Indiana last year at Autzen
Yes.
in the regular season, and then you go on the road the next week to Northwestern and you lose. That's where it starts to tumble. It's just such a fascinating thing to me because
But that was also like 6 years of Franklin.
right, and that's where I wonder if Kirby can eventually get there. If Kirby's like making the playoff but not winning, not appearing in national championships. Because look, we talk about Dabo winning national championships like it was 15, 20 years ago.
It wasn't.
It's not. He's got more titles. Oh, the only guy currently coaching right now with more titles than him is Kirby. And we talk about him like he's Lou Holtz.
I just think of it as I always think of football as a what have you done for me lately type of game.
Sure.
Kirby's done a lot more for me lately than Dabo Swinney has.
And Dabo.
Oh, agree, totally. It's more just the conversation of when does that pressure,
Like Kirby-
that door number 3 of pressure, start to hit a guy like Kirby.
I think Dabo should face some pressure because he does not institute the portal at all.
No.
Like, he has not embraced that.
Evolve or
He had-
die.
He had 9 draft picks last year for Clemson. That team sucked. And then you had 9 guys get drafted in the NFL. So to Casey's point, he's a great recruiter. He brings in talent. They don't win. That goes on the coach when you have the talent like that. And now you're not filling that talent with transfer portal stuff. You're just going to say, oh, well, we're doing it the Clemson way. Dude, if Clemson has another bad year, like, they need to think about it, canning him.
I picked Clemson to win a natty last year.
Right.
They were like the dark horse Cinderella
Cade
that
Klubnik coming
everybody
back.
was really into. And I wonder if that's the other thing is that a lot of these guys are losing coordinators too.
Yeah.
Like who's siphoning off coordinators and who isn't. I never hear Notre Dame coordinators being touted as the next guy up, And he lost Venables and he's lost guys over the years at Clemson and that's what's fallen for him.
Yeah. That's why it's pretty
And
impressive.
maybe Kirby's the same way. I don't know.
That's why it's impressive what Lanning's done so far. Now, he lost both this year, so we'll see what he does. So if they continue to win this year, he's lost 3 big ones.
And
Some big jobs.
And nobody's poaching Signetti guys either.
No.
See, that's zero pressure.
He's the one guy.
Zero.
One guy with zero pressure because that was literally the worst program ever. They win a title.
Who has the number 1 job security in America? It's got to be Signetti.
100%.
I mean, even more so than like Eric Morris at Oklahoma State this year. Even Kalani Sitake at BYU, who I don't think they'll ever get rid of.
Right. No. How could you fire
Everyone
Signetti?
is getting fired before Signetti. He could go 0 for this year and not get fired.
Right. I agree.
He brought a championship to Indiana.
I still can't believe Indiana won a
Like
championship.
that.
That sentence doesn't make sense.
Well, I can if you
Saying
take
that
the eye off
sentence-
the helmet. Because if you watch the games, those teams were really
Those
good.
teams were awesome.
Teams were
Yeah.
really, really good. I don't know if they're like Joe Burrow good, LSU good, but like, or that Georgia team that steamrolled everybody. What was that, 4 years ago? I don't know if they're that good, but that team was really good.
They're the best team.
A lot of dudes in the league.
Best team in the nation last year. I don't think there's any doubts about it.
No doubt about that.
Which pressure would you rather have? Would you rather have the Lanning Freeman pressure, the Lincoln Riley, Kalen DeBoer pressure, or the Kirby Smart Dabo Swinney pressure?
I'd rather have the Lane Kiffin pressure.
There is no pressure on Lane.
Exactly.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, see, I think there is.
I think there is in the sense of
I think when they lose to
He
Clemson,
can't lose 5 games.
When they lose to Clemson week 1, there's going to be a little bit of pressure coming on him.
Yeah,
you
but
just
either-
bagged on Clemson this whole segment just to say that they're going to beat LSU.
I think Clemson's
even-
get double digits. I like
even
that
if
one.
Lane loses 5 games, you're still owed
Oh,
$91 million.
good text. Kirk Ferentz.
Oh, Kirk Ferentz. I still think Ferentz would get fired before Signetti.
That's tough. Dude, that bro's been there
Punt.
forever.
Punt
Yeah. And
University.
their fans love it. Their fans embrace
They
the
love it,
puns.
dude. Well, they wave to the kids, man. You can't
You
fire
can't-
somebody who waves to the kids.
That's, you know what? That's actually a really good point.
Plus, somehow they'll bring Caitlin Clark into this, and that'll be a whole.
Caitlin Clark goes out. I love Kirk Ferentz. How could you fire
there
her?
was a former Penn State coach who got in a lot of trouble.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
Joe Snow Turner.
Easy ride.
Off the top rope from lowercase.
What are we waving the kids?
I think the pressure that I would rather have, I'd rather have
Oh my
is Dan Lanning and Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
Because we know they can. And I think a lot of us assume they both will. Like, if I had to put a futures bet down in the next 5 years that both of them have natties, I would do it. I'd put $100 on that.
Yeah.
Probably pay out nice. I think both those guys get a ring in the next 5 years.
I agree. Now, if Freeman and Lanning both stayed at their schools forever, who would be fired first? Like, they're not interested in the NFL. They would never go anywhere. They're just going to ride it out.
That's a great question.
I think it's got to be Freeman, just because the fan bases expect more out of Notre Dame.
I think so, too.
Yeah, maybe. Because they've got those and Oregon doesn't
They've
have
got
one
those.
yet.
Oregon doesn't have one.
I think Lanning can survive a 6-6 season, a 7-5 season, and he'd be like, "Well, we're going to bring it back. We're going to spend some more." Where Notre Dame's like, "Nah, dude, we got to win," because Notre Dame thinks they're still the best program in the nation.
Yeah, they think it's 1947.
Win one for the Gipper.
Let's circle back on this in the Big Nooner, and that's the question that I'll ask you. Would you rather have Dan Lanning or Marcus Freeman? Very different coaches, but on the same trajectory. We can get back into that a little bit later. But what's going on in Penn State? You guys ready to party, y'all? Let's go. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers rallied to beat San Diego FC 3-1 inside Providence Park last night. A goal and 2 assists from Timbers number 99 Christopher Velda, marking the first win under Martí Cifuentes as head coach. Timbers are back in action this Saturday, taking on LAFC in Los Angeles. Some NFL news for you if you missed it yesterday, as Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive tackle Vita Vea reached an agreement on a 1-year extension that adds $6 million to the $18 million he was set to make this season, as Vita Vea will make $30 million guaranteed after requesting a trade from the team earlier this offseason. According to Adam Schefter, the Denver Broncos are signing former Bills safety Taylor Rapp. Rapp spent the last 3 seasons in Buffalo and was limited in 2026 with a knee injury that required surgery. Indianapolis Colts tight end Tyler Warren sustained a groin injury during the Colts' joint practice with the Atlanta Falcons yesterday. Coach Shane Steichen had no details of the severity of Warren's injury, but according to ESPN, Warren avoided serious injury based on the team's initial assessments. And finally, over to the WNBA, as your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, on the road taking on the Toronto Tempo inside Rogers Arena. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as you can catch all of tomorrow's Fire coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands.
We will get to some Peyton Watson stuff in hour number deuce. It's a 10 toes down Thursday. We'll get to that in the big nooner. Sticking in college football, we'll have some little fun here. I got Stevie Fire with me to my left. The Attorney General for the state of Pennsylvania has announced that the leader of a cocaine trafficking ring involving Penn State University students and 2 student fraternities surrendered last Tuesday morning. We are pleased to report that the most significant members of this cocaine trafficking organization are accounted for and will have their fair process in court. These are very serious charges, and the next steps will be preliminary hearings.
This one's going to get wrapped up very quickly.
Oh, probably,
They're
man.
gonna snitch on each other so fast.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. I think some people got arrested in Maryland, too, so they're, like, on the lam just trying to figure it out. But, like, dude, the idea, like, I mean, college kids are college kids, bro.
Yeah, but
Are they selling good stuff, or are they selling stuff that's going to kill people?
giant cocaine rings?
His nickname was Pablo Pledge-Scabar.
Whoa, Pledge Scabar?
Yeah, because he's using the pledges to like help out.
I'm shocked that a fraternity
Cut it
is
out.
wrapped up in this.
Also, one of the dads got wrapped up in it too.
Could I argue, though, that if you're selling clean cocaine, I'd rather you doing that than this crap you can buy on the streets in Portland that's got Fenny all up in it?
No, you don't want people trafficking cocaine in your country.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's a cool drug, man.
It's not a safe one.
Depends on where you're getting. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. If these
I'm
guys
with
got
Casey. I feel like you just like you're shooting for not to have it.
Okay, I will
Like
admit.
you're lowering the expectations to be like, well, you know what? At least it's good stuff. Let's shoot for.
I don't think
let's
that's-
try to
I don't
get
think-
it out of there.
I don't think that's lowering expectations. I think that is the expectation, is that it better be good stuff. It's expensive, dude. As Robin Williams once said, it's a sign from God saying
And-
you make too much money.
And it's also it was the good stuff because we saw what Dan Lanning did on the sidelines.
No kidding, dude.
That's good stuff. You could tell.
That's just the Zins.
That's just
the Zins.
he never acted that way in any other game.
Dude, I bet
Zins
you
in the juice.
Dude, I bet you can make some yayo zins that you just gnaw on and your mouth is just like numb.
Just Lanning's Zen guy just messed up and gave him the cocaine.
Why did you-
the cocaine laces in?
Wrong pack. Wrong
Yeah,
pack.
that was my pack. Dog.
Why
Sorry.
did you buy Zin on the black market? There's a Buc-ee's right over there. Could have just gone over there.
dude? Because Lanning was crazy.
It's nuts, dude.
I love it. That was one of the because he looked like he was going to cry, but he also looked like he was going to murder everybody.
That's part of the conversation that I want to have in the big nooner. Would you rather have Dan Lanning or Marcus Freeman? Because Marcus Freeman's pretty buttoned up.
He's not
Good looking, clean cut dude.
Painted hairline.
No, he's not Jalen Brown. He's too young for painted hairline.
He's full painted.
Is he full painted?
Oh, full painted. Carlos Boozer.
I'm gonna have to
painted.
check this out. I'm gonna have to do a little investigation because if that's the case, I'm against it.
I do my own research.
Again, that dude should
I
have
do,
some,
yeah,
some
that's true.
white on the front. He's painted. Painted hairlines.
Maybe I'll be Marcus Freeman for Halloween.
You should do that as a bit. Like you and Danny bet something, and that's your punishment.
Easy
You have to
ride,
paint.
easy ride.
Well,
your
I mean,
hair.
we're not going to go full, but like paint my hair. Maybe,
Right.
I could get those big glasses like Jalen Brown and be Jalen Brown because he paints his hair.
Yeah.
You gonna paint the beard as well?
No, I could grow the beard.
Okay. Because that's
Better-
also
better-
painted.
Better start now.
I don't know what Danny's punishment would be. That's just your punishment.
Eh.
But I'm reading this the complex
we're all
article.
punished.
According to the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General, the former Sigma Chi member Agostino Abitiello and co-defendant Thomas Robinson served as the operation's primary suppliers, making regular trips to Philadelphia and New York to get their hands on large amounts of cocaine. The drugs were then allegedly cut and packaged at their fraternities at fraternity houses before being sold to other Penn State students.
I mean, I've always wanted to go to a whiteout.
Nice.
Different term for a white out there.
Well done.
I'll give love over to the YouTube chat on that one. But
Blow Paterno.
did you guys go through this the other day?
No, we didn't. That was just Joe Fish texting. I don't think Primetime talked about any of the names, but Joe Fish threw out like 10 different Penn State puns the other day on Primetime. It was great. Just text it in. Joe Fish. Joe Fish. Joe Fish.
The great Joe Fisher.
That
See-
Robinson's father, like Stephen was saying, also faces charges for tampering with evidence and hindering the
See,
case
that's
by
the thing.
allegedly concealing
As-
a safe containing
As a
drug and
father,
cash.
do you stand up with your kid there?
LeVar Railington.
Say Coke Barkley. That was
Say
the other one.
Coke Barkley is good. Is good. What did you say yesterday, Casey? Christian Krakenberg? Or was that Joe?
That was Joe.
Oh, Christian Krakenberg is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Joe was looking up Penn State names and then just like, hey, what can I rhyme Coke with? It was great. It brought me a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. I did think I came up with $1 billion idea though. Of
I think
Coke Zin packets.
I don't think you're wrong. I actually agree. That is not a terrible idea.
Not a terrible idea. You know what would be cooler than that, though, is golfing instead of going to class. South Carolina, I told you, Shane Beamer's getting fired. That's next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fans.
Hour number deuce coming up. It is the 10 toes down kind of Thursday. Hour number deuce. We will get into this Peyton Watson Trailblazer situation and why y'all should be so angry right now.
Change the board.
Change the board.
What are we doing?
Can't be bad news if it's just usual news.
For the longest time, I thought you guys were saying Peyton Wilson, the linebacker for the Steelers. So I was getting geared up. I thought you guys were just messing with me.
Yeah, we
for
had a
a
whole
little
segment
bit.
about Peyton Wilson. He had a great preseason game.
I thought you guys were messing with me for a little bit. And then I was like, wait, he's a basketball player. We're okay.
I've never heard of Peyton Wilson in my life.
NC State.
I don't know.
Wolfpack.
For life.
I'm so footballed up right now. I can't go to other
Phillip
sports.
Rivers, NC State.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson, NC State. Do we count him as NC State? I feel like we only
Nah, he's
ever
at
knew him at
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
To where I think Dylan Gabriel's Oklahoma.
See, I think he's UCF.
Nice.
Thanks.
I like that.
Bo
Bull.
Nix is Auburn.
That's right.
Cam Ward, Incarnate Word.
Dude. He's definitely not Wazoo.
Definitely
I can
not
tell you
Wazoo.
that. I
Can tell you that, too.
Jeez.
John Mateer, that go Cougs, baby.
He's Coug.
You're so hurt.
I know. Bo Nix, a duck. Bo Nix is a duck.
He's a duck.
Bo Nix is a duck.
Bo Nix is an
Dante
Auburn.
Moore, he's a duck.
Mm-hmm.
They've graduated to duck status.
Dante
Justin
Moore's
Herbert,
UCLA
Springfield
boy.
High School.
That's right.
I don't-
Sheldon.
Shelton. I couldn't remember.
Sheldon.
I couldn't remember. I have this theory, and Steven, I'm curious if you think this as well. Does anybody really think South Carolina is going to be good this year?
No.
Yeah. It's like you've got Lenora Sellers, and
Just me.
It's just you?
Just me.
Okay, because I think
Okay, define good then.
I think they're going to be a
Like 7 wins?
yeah 8-9 win team. They're
wow.
going to shock a lot of people.
That would be good.
I think they're really talented. Personnel wise, I
Nick
think they're
Harbor.
really talented.
I believe they are
I bet
picked-
you love Nick Harbor, don't you?
I love me some Nick
Yeah.
Harbor. I also
I
love
could
me some
tell.
Vakari Swain as well.
Okay.
I believe they are picked to finish. Scrolling.
Their win total is 6.5 right now.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Ooh, hit me with that under.
I'm going to take that over.
South Carolina
The
schedule.
the edge rusher too. What's his name?
Dylan Stewart.
Dylan Stewart. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could be top 5 pick.
Let's see. Let's play this game real quick because we all like playing the game. Kent State, that's one.
Dub.
Towson,
Win.
Dub.
hosting Mississippi State. I'm already
W.
like, eh.
W.
W. At Alabama.
L.
L.
Home against Kentucky.
Win.
That toss up.
I think it's a toss-up, too.
That's a win, though.
Those are the games where
But
they
you're
got to
coming
win.
off of the loss to Alabama.
The
You'll
Steiner,
get your
though.
get back.
The Steiner coming in.
I actually kind of like Mississippi State, but we'll give them Kentucky.
Patrick's going to pick Kentucky because he's a duck homer.
You and that bell cow.
We'll give them Kentucky, so that's 4 wins. Florida,
Where's that?
at Florida, at the Swamp.
That's a loss.
Hosting Tennessee,
That's
a
a win.
loss.
at
Tennessee?
Oklahoma. Hosting
Really?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's ranked, bro.
Do they deserve to be?
Yeah, they're the SEC.
Fair question.
There we go. I'll take South Carolina.
I'll take that L.
At Oklahoma,
Loss.
That's a loss.
hosting Texas A&M.
That's a loss.
See, that's toss up probably, but loss.
At Arkansas.
That's
That's a
They are
win.
picked to be the last.
Yeah, they can be win.
There's 5. Home against Georgia,
no.
No.
and then at Clemson.
No.
So that's 5. 6
I've got possible 7.
6
They
if you
could,
go.
they could be
If,
Clemson
if,
too.
if Clemson's
Yeah.
beaten up by the end of their year, that's a win too.
See, it's going to come down to the
maybe 8 wins.
It's the Kentucky Tennessee game.
I also
Can
think
they
it's,
get those?
It's Mississippi State's a good one, and what was the
Kentucky?
not Kentucky, but the
A&M.
A&M. That's the one. Yeah, that'll probably be their.
There's
their
like
toughest
4
test.
toss-up games. They got to win 2 or 3 of them.
Well, they have no
I'll take the
excuse.
under.
They have no excuse because Lenora Sellers is literally doing nothing but playing football. He has no classes at the University of South Carolina. Fight on. So outside of that, he's going to play golf. He has an internship at a golfing range.
Yeah.
What's more egregious, the golfing range or Matt Leinert's ballroom dancing?
I had the same. Hey, all to Lenora Sellers. I did the same thing in college.
Is it just an SC thing? Fight on.
Oh, nice. I didn't think
Is
of
that what it is?
Yeah, USC, you have to take bad classes.
You have to take bad classes?
Isn't it? I mean, I feel like he has to take a class.
I think that's his class.
Golf intern?
Yeah.
That counts as a class?
Like you can take. I think you could take bowling at Wazoo when I was there,
Yeah.
and you
Bowling,
are enrolled.
dancing.
You know, if he's finished all of his qualifications, or I don't know, and I'm sure all different universities have different
right,
standards.
now
And I'm
that-
going to go out on a limb here, Steven, and say that the SEC doesn't have harsh academic
for their
standards
football players?
For football players.
Their
Lenore
quarterbacks?
Sellers is already set to graduate in December of 2026. All he has to do is finish I believe it's the capstone that is the college football season and his fall internship.
The SEC
his fall professional internship, which
the
is at a
SEC
golf course.
quarterbacks don't have a tough schedule. That's shocking. You know what? This might be a hot take. I think I would rather have the ballroom dancing class than the golf internship. And I know we all love golf.
I hear where you're going.
Dudes love golfing. But at the same time, if I'm a quarterback, I kind of need to focus up. Like, I don't want to take too much time out of my day to go golfing and do all this stuff. And I might get too obsessed with golf. That happens. People love golf. I want to focus more on football, so I'm going ballroom dancing.
Well, the new...
That's going to take, an hour of my day? I don't need to practice outside of that, and I just got to probably dance with some chicks.
And you end up on Dancing with the Stars
That's
eventually
right.
if you make it to the league.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You're Ocho, you're T.O., you're Emmitt Smith.
You flame out of the NFL, oh, man, I can fall back on my ballroom dancing, and then it's a good story.
Well, one of the things coming out of Eugene that everyone's been big on is Dante Moore has been golfing to help relax his mind.
Okay.
I think it will keep your competitive edge as well. Golf is a very mental sport. Look, the top 150 golfers are all fairly similar in how talented they are. It's all about upstairs.
Yeah.
It's probably, some of them are definitely better than others.
But all of them are really psychopaths in between the head.
Exactly, but Scotty Scheffler is probably the most calm between the head, which is why he's able to be as dominant as he is.
And Scotty's a little bit of a psycho,
And
too.
Scotty's a little crazy, too. So there is that aspect. But I'm with you guys. I want to be able to dance with my wife and, show off at my wedding.
That is sick.
I think that would be awesome.
Show your moves at the club.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're Lenore Sellers, I imagine he is single as the starting quarterback in SEC country.
Even if he's not single, he's probably single.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like James Harden is single sort of thing.
Right. Like, you might have a girlfriend in South Carolina, but you know what? You play at Tennessee. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
What do you want
He's
me
got
to
a
do?
girlfriend at Kent State, at Towson,
Yeah, what
at
do you-
Mississippi
I mean, what do you
State,
want
at
from me?
Alabama.
What do you want?
According to Google AI and EssentiallySports.com, South Carolina quarterback Lenore Sellers is in a relationship with Ellisa Mellis, a fellow student and member of the university's dance team.
All right.
See,
Should have
there we
taken
go.
ballroom
There we-
dancing.
that's right.
Should have taken ballroom dancing.
Now I would
Could have gotten closer with your partner.
I'll one up this. No classes or having a hot tub in your dorm room like Josh Rosen did back in the day.
Why the hot tub in your dorm? That would take up so much space.
Dude, because he's the good-looking quarterback at UCLA, and now you're just getting chicks to go hot tub in your dorm room.
Also, if you're Josh Rosen, why do you live in the dorm? I guess he's a freshman.
That's the real question is why are you at the dorm?
Yeah, first I know most schools first year you have to live in the dorm.
That was probably it.
Wazoo was like that when I went there, but I went to community college first
Right.
because, well, duh.
Yeah, dude. Community college all the way, bro.
Yeah, dude, Clark College, undefeated in football since 1956.
Clackamas Community College, Harvard on the Hill.
Lynn Benton, CC, baby.
Oh, look at us. Look at us.
I went to a D3 college first, but then I worked my way back.
Check out the big brain on
I had
Brad.
great games at Clark Community College and Lynn Benton Community College.
Yeah.
I love those places. Good
Funny
memories.
enough, Clark hasn't
Go
had
Roadrunners.
Clark has never had a football team, so that's why they're undefeated.
You're Gonzaga.
I was going to ask that. I was letting you have it.
Dude, there was a guy on my high school football team. He was a couple years older. I think I was like a sophomore. He was a senior. It's the worst prank I've ever seen anybody pull. This kid was not very good. Not that I was any better, but this kid was not very good. And they found some stationery, and they sent him a full ride scholarship to play football at Gonzaga University. And he definitely came to school and bragged about it.
Like for real, for real?
That's
for real.
That's hilarious.
Until someone was like, bro.
You know they don't play football.
Oh, dude, I can't imagine the shame. I feel terrible.
pretty funny.
I feel
No, that's
terrible
pretty funny.
telling that story for anyone out
Well,
there
yeah,
that I grew up
It's
with.
the
that's
fact that
listening.
the dude had the confidence to then brag about it.
But
That's
you-
where it gets fun.
You feel bad because he's such a loser,
I know.
right? Like we've all met that person where it's like they're such a loser. You're like, man, I kind of feel bad for him because everyone hates him, everyone doesn't like him.
You still don't like them, but
right? You don't like them. You still make fun of them. You still talk trash.
the sympathy, empathy still kicks
But
in.
I also kind of feel bad for you because
I know.
everyone hates you.
I know.
That's a tough break.
I now regret even telling that story. Because
But-
I feel terrible now.
Having said that, what a loser for thinking he's gonna play against.
Yeah, no kidding. What an idiot. You could be worse. You could be the GM of the Portland Trailblazers. Hour number deuce is next. 105.1 The Fan.
From Warren Allen.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers rallied to beat San Diego FC 3-1 inside Providence Park last night. A goal and 2 assists for Timbers number 99 Christopher Velda, marking the first win under Martí Cifuentes as head coach. Timbers are back in action this Saturday, taking on LAFC in Los Angeles. Some NFL news for you if you missed it yesterday. It was last night as Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive tackle Vita Vea reached an agreement on a 1-year extension that adds $6 million to the $18 million he was set to make this season. Vea will also make $30 million guaranteed after requesting a trade from the team earlier this offseason. According to Adam Schefter, the Denver Broncos are signing former Bills safety Taylor Rapp. Rapp spent the last 3 seasons in Buffalo and was limited in 2026 with a knee injury that required surgery. Indianapolis Colts tight end Tyler Warren sustained a groin injury during the Colts joint practice with the Atlanta Falcons yesterday. Coach Shane Steichen had no details of the severity of Warren's injury, but according to ESPN, Warren avoided serious injury based on the team's initial assessment. And finally, over to the WNBA as your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night on the road taking on the Toronto Tempo inside the Rogers Arena. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as you can catch all of tomorrow's Fire coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of prime time.
Hour number deuce here. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that, The Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcast. Give Casey about 15, 20 minutes. He'll have that first hour up for you. If you can't wait, if you got no patience, if you're Bart Scott, well, jump on the YouTubes or the Odyssey app. Rewind, fast forward. Except for into the future, for that would be impossible. Stephen Vaughn in the chair next to me for the day. You and Casey are going to do a little prime time tonight.
Friday.
Oh,
Tomorrow, yeah.
Today's not Friday?
No.
No, I was hoping today was Friday.
I lose track. The only way I know days is because of the radio station.
That's a good point.
Because I'm like, oh, I got to go to work today.
Yes.
And then it's like, oh, it's got to be one of the 5 days. And then I look it
You
up.
can put it on the board.
Even then, I because I have a show sheet that tells me Tuesdays are free consultation and Thursdays are 10 toes. That's usually the only time I'm able to remember myself.
Right.
Otherwise, it's easy to forget.
So
Plus
then it's
the
like,
Timbers played on a Wednesday this week.
Yeah, see, and if the Timbers play on a
No.
Saturday, then I'm working that day too. I just assume I work every day. It's like drinking. I just drink the same amount every day. The same amount.
that is the same. Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
even, yeah.
Consistency, dude.
Right.
I think it's the smart way to roll.
Consistency in your life.
Consistently in my life. Well, there's more consistency in my life, and that is that the Blazers were interested in a player that they did not get. Let's talk a little Peyton Watson here.
Oh, you don't say.
Before we get into the Joe Cronin situation of the whole thing, the NBA is such an interesting, fascinating place to me, okay? I'm looking at Peyton Watson's stats, okay? He's been in Denver, was drafted by Denver in 2022. He averaged 8 minutes a game in his first season, 18.6 in his second, 24.5 in his third, and almost 30 minutes last year
It was good.
for the Denver Nuggets. He is a career 36% shooter from three, but was 41% last year, averaging, where'd you go, 14.5 points a game last year. Now, I think it's interesting in the NBA because it feels like, and I don't just mean this fan base, but I feel like a ton of other fan bases see guys like this and are like, boom, swing, home run, let's do it, lock him up. You know, I think Blazer fans have done that a little bit with Shaedon Sharpe. You know, I think you can find a player on probably any team that's a young guy that you drafted that you really want to hit that you can kind of say the same thing as well. What I was confused by, and maybe it's because he's 6'8" and 200 pounds, and you know if you listen to this show, Danny loves the length. He loves the size at 6'8". I don't want to say that he's like a dime a dozen kind of player, but it feels like a lot of hype and hubbub about an okay player.
He's still relatively new, though, because as you said, his first couple of seasons, he didn't play much.
Sure.
At UCLA, he wasn't very good. He was a highly touted guy. Didn't really play at UCLA, but then was still a first-round pick because of his athleticism and and the size of the player. But you go back and you look at his numbers. He played in I'm looking at this 34-game stretch he had. He averaged basically 18 points, shot 45% from three, 51 from the field. And that's where I think you get excited, is that it's still relatively new. But to your point, there's guys like Jonathan Kuminga. Everyone was excited about him.
Mm-hmm. And now nobody wants him.
Now nobody wants him because we've seen him play for a couple of years. I'm not saying Peyton Watson's going to turn into that, because I think Peyton Watson has different skill set that Kuminga does. Peyton Watson can actually shoot a little bit. He can handle the ball. He can pass a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. But you're right in the fact that we fall in love with these guys because we haven't seen their flaws all in our face. We haven't seen Peyton Watson completely flail in the playoffs when he's a counted player. When that happens, I'm like, oh, this guy stinks. But right now, we haven't seen that because he was hurt in this playoff run they had last year. Mm-hmm. The year before, he really wasn't like a main guy. He's been hurt. So I think it's just the NBA, we love the unknown. We love the European guy that comes over that we've never seen before play. We love these guys. And then we see him play, we're like, they're trash.
Danny calls it mystery box, and I'm very guilty of mystery box.
Yeah, I think we all are. Because it's what could it be?
Is there something to be said that if this kid is really good, then why is Denver trying to get rid of him? It's because they can't afford the $88 million extension.
They paid Christian Brown. That's the problem. Is they paid Christian Brown before they paid Peyton Watson, and then Christian Brown kind of sucked, and then Peyton Watson blew up, as you couldn't afford both with the Denver situation.
Yeah, because Jokic makes too much money. Jamal Murray makes too much money. Aaron Gordon makes too much money.
And so you couldn't pay Brown and then Watson. So they already gave Brown that contract, and now nobody really wants Christian Brown at his deal. So you couldn't really pay Peyton Watson.
Now we can laugh a little bit about players that Blazers have been in on over the years. We can have fun with that. Maybe next Seggy. But from a realistic standpoint, if you're a Blazer, look, I understand that he's 6'8" and super athletic and plays some defense, but you need another shooting guard? Like, where are you going to play this kid?
He's more of a forward.
Okay. You going to put Tamani on the bench, or is this kid coming off the bench?
And I hate to break it to you, like, he's not the best of rebounders.
Right. And
is he not? Is he Jeremy Grant? Like, they play different styles of game. Jeremy Grant's more of an isolation player. Peyton Watson is turning.
Jeremy's bigger, too.
Yes. Watson's turning into more of a guy who can run a pick and roll and can make a play off of that, but he still hasn't shown the ability to do it consistently for year after year. Like, the Blazers had Jeremy Grant. Nobody wanted him. He's a guy that scores 18 to 20 a night.
Dude, you know what I keep saying? You call me in January and someone would be like, dude, if we had like a 6'9" guy who could play power forward, decent defense and shoot the ball, that'd be awesome. I'm like, yeah, you had one at home.
And so that's so to your point, it's not dime a dozen, but I think you can find these guys that we fall in love with, and then you overpay for them.
And I think the other problem is when you look at this Blazer team from a roster standpoint, if we're looking at it realistically before we have some fun, look, Tumani's going to play at the 3, and I think it's extremely valuable that he plays at the 3. But that forces Denny Avdia to play the 4. The reality is this team doesn't have a 4. I'd rather have Denny at the 3. And if you have Peyton Watson, I'd rather have Peyton Watson at the 3. So now you guys got 3 guys at the 3. You got 5 guys at guards, nobody at power forward, and 15 centers. Look, as awesome as Peyton Watson may have been, and you can get into the idea of Peyton Watson and say, I watched him a ton at UCLA, and I saw him at Denver, and he's a really, really good player, and $88 million, that's a good deal for that player. I don't know if it actually fits. I don't know if it actually works in roster construction, unless you can get some guys off the books, like a Shaden Sharp or a Scoot or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the price for Peyton Watson wasn't terrible.
No.
This isn't Trey Murphy the third who wants 15 first-round picks to New Orleans.
Right. I would much rather pay the Peyton Watson price to trade for him and then sign him to this contract where it's $22 million a year, basically, about that, which sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things in the NBA, that's really not that much. Like that's a good to above average player. That's what they make. And so Peyton Watson still being young, you still have the hope that he can turn into something better. So I'm with you. Like, there's no doubt I would love to have Peyton Watson on the Blazers roster. He would make the Blazers better. Mm-hmm. I do think there are better fits where you need guys that can rebound a little bit better because they don't have a true 4. He's more of a 3. He's more of a guy who wants to play on the wing. He's not going to be battling a bunch inside. So you still need some of that, but finding 6'8" guys that can move around, can play some defense, can shoot the basketball. Those are hard to find. I look at a guy like everyone hates Dylan Brooks. He's not even 6'8". He's 6'5", 6'6", 6'4", maybe. I don't know. But it's hard to find guys that are going to play defense and can shoot the basketball. He can do it. And so I think Peyton Watson does have value. To your point, there are better fits for the Trailblazers roster that they need.
Peyton Watson ends up in Cleveland. Does he crack that starting roster?
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Peyton Watson, Evan Mobley,
Jared Allen.
Allen. That's pretty
solid.
nice. It's a pretty nice starting.
That's
five.
solid. It's a good pickup because Cleveland got rid of Max Strus, who he's kind of filling in for, and I think he's better than Max Strus is. He definitely has more athletic ability than Max Strus and has a lot higher of a ceiling. But sometimes you kind of are what you are in the NBA. He's been in the league for 4 or 5 years. Peyton Watson has. I'm not expecting a huge giant jump that he had. He's probably going to be a 15-point a game scorer, which is great in the NBA. But I'm not expecting anything more than that.
Stop me if you've heard this before. The Blazers were interested in Peyton Watson. Let's take a little walk down memory lane. How many times am I going to be told that this team is interested in somebody and is negotiating for somebody to come up with squad douche? We'll go there next. 105.1 The Fan. Web Jam still coming up this hour. We'll get into a little bit of college football news. But speaking of that, there's a little bit of breaking news in college football we'll share with you right now. The Oklahoma Sooners have locked up their head coach, Brett Venables, to a contract extension worth $10.5 million a year. Kudos to him on that. I am a Brett Venables fan. I think it's a huge year in Oklahoma. Let's see. Let me find this. It is a 2-year extension, which puts him through 2031, annual salary of $10.5. I do not see a buyout number anywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of high on Oklahoma this year.
Look, Venables led them to the playoffs last year in a season where they had a really tough schedule, and your quarterback was hurt for a lot of the year. So we'll see what it is. But I think you're right. I think Oklahoma's in line for a good year. Now, I think we kind of did this exercise because they're at the end of the top 10 in the AP. And I think that their floor is very high because I think that defense is nasty.
Yep.
And that's what Venables coaches. Man, he's a defensive coach. I think Oklahoma might have the best defense in all of the nation. So I think their floor is so high. I don't know about their ceiling, but the floor, man, they're gonna be good. I don't know how great they could be, but they're gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah, your top 2 defenses in college football easily. I think you can draw straws and pick hairs between them, but I think far and away the 2 best defenses in college football are Oklahoma and Oregon.
Yeah,
those are the 2 best, and that was Venables' thing. And I think that's why people really struggled with Venables in his first years at Oklahoma because they were like, dude, this defense is buns. And it's like, have you seen USC? Look what Lincoln Riley left you.
Yeah.
So it was going to take a while. Speaking of Brent Venables, where'd he come from?
Clemson.
Boom.
And the Clemson's fallen off a little bit once he
Boom.
left.
Boom. Still getting the guys, to Casey's point earlier, but not winning games.
9 draft picks last year.
Does Brent Venables deserve to make more money than Dan Lanning, Brian Kelly, and
Yes.
Kalen DeBoer?
I don't know if he deserves to make more money than Dan Lanning. He probably doesn't deserve to make more money than Kalen DeBoer.
And
Kalen DeBoer's been to a natty.
This is from USA Today. Kalen DeBoer, he makes $10.25 a year. Dan Lanning, he makes $10.4. Steve Sarkisian, he makes $10.8.
If we're ranking coaches, I would have DeBoer and Lanning above Venables.
I would too as well. However, Oklahoma has that money. That's why he can get paid that. And they don't want him to go anywhere because there are a lot of better jobs than Oklahoma out there.
A lot?
Enough to maybe take him away if he wins a bunch of games.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You might be right.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma's a destination job for a lot of dudes, though.
I would very much think so. I mean,
Yeah,
you're part of.
maybe I'm undervaluing it.
I think you are. I think we forget how crazy they are in Norman, Oklahoma, and just the history of that program.
Name the Heisman.
I know.
Name the Heisman.
I know. But
Jason White.
Yeah, Jason White. Josh Heupel. No, I'm joking. He went to Tennessee.
No, Josh Heupel went to Oklahoma.
No, he did. Yeah. Did he win a Heisman?
He won a title.
Okay, he won a title, not
I don't
a
think he
Heisman.
won the Heisman.
Sam Bradford went number 1 out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Obviously, Baker. Kyler. Caleb was out of there.
Yep.
I guess I always just think of big game Bob Stoops, who's
Barry
only won
Switzer,
one
back
big
in the
game.
day.
Where did Jalen Hurts end up?
At Oklahoma. I always think of Bob Stoops and the great Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops won 1 national championship. Back in a day when you could rattle those beezies off. Come on.
Now it's impossible.
Now it's impossible. No one's going to win one this year. That's what I've decided. Nobody's winning it this year. Continuing our Peyton Watson conversation and kind of moving more towards the Blazers. Look, I was laughing with some YouTubers earlier on today and chatting about the board behind me, which I will update here in a moment after this conversation. Just to prove a point. Look, man, there are times that I have kind of followed Joe Cronin and what he's doing and kind of understood a little bit of the pathway. But how many times am I going to be told that the Blazers are in on a player and not get them? And the one time I'm not told the Blazers are in on a player is the one they get in Ja Morant.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Too damn bad.
Yeah, I'm real tired.
Keep digging.
And I'm just curious, when does this get to the point where we start questioning Joe as a GM, if I'm just being honest?
Look, honestly, we should be questioning Joe as a GM for a long time. This isn't the one that should be you making it teeter back and forth. Now I can't trust this guy. It should have been the whole time. The Norman Powell trade, let's go back and look at that. Nothing. CJ McCollum, what'd they get for him? Not a lot.
Not a lot.
That's the thing.
But Damian Lillard was a good haul, and it turned into Denny Avdia and Tumani Kamara.
Right, and that's what everyone goes to. But there's been a lot of missteps as well. And now it made me go back to just like, hey, who'd he learn from? He learned from Neil O'Shea.
And if this team doesn't win, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you brought Dame back and you got off unfavorable contracts if the team doesn't do good.
Right.
Because then the team that you're assembling isn't worth assembling.
The tough part is the Blazers have some momentum from last season, right?
Without a doubt.
Like being the 7th seed, they lose to the Spurs in the first round, but I thought they put up a good fight against the Spurs who win the Western Conference.
I think if you find diehard NBA fans too, I think they think Micah Nori is a good hire.
I think
is a really good
look.
hire.
I think going into it when they were looking for a coach, Micah Nori was at the top of my list. Like
And
that's the guy that I wanted. I was like, man, this is like a guy that could actually boom, and it could be a really good coach. And they got him on a 1-year deal where he has to prove it. Like I think that's great.
I know everybody loves Tiago,
They got me all wet.
but
he's not-
I'll take Micah Nori without a doubt.
1,000,000%.
I'll let the chips fall where they may.
Nobody was crying for Tiago when the Blazers were not good until they won a game in the playoffs. It's like, oh, he's the greatest coach ever. Get out of here with that.
I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may.
Again, the best player in the league had to fall on his face for that to happen.
That is true. You have a list of the players that the Blazers were in on that did not get. I'd love to hear this.
Yeah, so I went back to 2010. We could go back earlier, but O'Shea was hired 2012.
Okay.
So to that extent, I asked ChatGPT for guys that the Blazers almost got or were showing interest in. I'll name a few of them. Jordan Farmar back in the day, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Omar Ashik, Spencer Hawes, Greg Monroe, Vince Carter, Lance Stevenson, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeAndre Jordan, DeMar DeRozan, Al Horford, Dwight Howard again, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, LaMarcus again, DeAndre Jordan again, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Enes Kanter, who the Blazers ended up getting, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin again, Aaron Gordon, JaVale McGee, Ben Simmons, Miles Turner, OG Anunoby, John Collins, DeAndre Ayton, Miles Turner, Bam Adebayo, Pascal Siakam, Jeremy Grant, Malcolm Brogdon, Trey Murphy back in 2025, add him to this season as well, Giannis, LaMelo, Jaylen Brown, Trey Murphy again, Peyton Watson, and Aaron Gordon again. The Blazers, there were all articles written that said the Blazers have interest in this guy. The Blazers are going after this guy. You know who they acquired? None of those guys.
Enes Kanter Freedom, excuse me.
Right.
Carmelo Anthony, Jeremy Grant,
Because Carmelo,
and DeAndre Ayton. Those are the only ones they grabbed, correct?
yes, but the Carmelo one was back in 2017 when he went to Oklahoma City.
That's when he was going to get bounced from the league.
So then I'm going to take him off
he
that.
he was on New York, went to OKC, Portland was in.
So then it's
Was that before or after he went to Houston?
He went to Houston after OKC.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
all
I think
wanted.
it went New York, OKC, and then played for Houston for like 10 games.
Yeah.
so DeAndre Ayton,
They ended up getting DeAndre Ayton.
which was just an awesome time here in Portland.
right. They ended up getting him, but they had interest in him before.
And
the
his
Dame trade.
Cantor, who I only remember because he's the first guy to hug Dame when he hits the shot.
Right. Tell you what, I will say.
And he couldn't go to Toronto because Interpol would have arrested him.
Look, and his freedom. He featured WNBA star, by the way. He had a great series against. That's right. Point everywhere, everybody. Point. He had a great series against Denver in that Western Conference semis.
He did.
He was great
He was
against
a good
Jokic.
player for a long time.
He was solid. He can't guard pick and roll. I still think Asia Wilson can score on him. Dude, Asia's gonna cook him in
Asia
the
would
pick and
give
roll.
him 15 and 10.
Dude, the pick and roll, he sucks in. But having said that, look, the Blazers they're known for this. I mean, this is a Neil O'Shea playbook 101. Dude, I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to sign all these guys. I went back and I'm listening to some old Neil O'Shea stuff, and he says the same things over and over. It's just like, we're going to make moves. We're going to try to win. And then you end up getting Eric Maynor. And then you end up getting guys on the fringes. Get Mo Harkless. Get Al Farouk Aminu. Awesome. Great. Like, so the whole Peyton Watson not getting him, it's not a big deal. Like, missing on Peyton Watson, I don't think that's a huge deal.
I don't either.
I think it's a huge deal that now they're out there reporting again. Oh, Shams is out there saying the Blazers had interest in him.
It's just another
It's
one.
the same old playbook every year. And that's what bothers me is like, look, if you're going to go get someone, go get someone. But if you don't get him, that doesn't mean I have to have your agents put it out there, or I don't have Joe Cronin telling Shams to say, hey, we wanted him. We get it. You want everybody.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 15 different times. You're just being mean.
That's the thing. And so to your point, Patrick, it's like, should we be judging Joe Cronin? Yeah, we should be. Make a move, man. Go for it. I'd love the John Morant trade. There's no risk in that. Like, getting Ja on this team, no risk to it. You traded Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. They're whatever players. But then you make no other moves. This is what you're rolling with? Like, this is what you're going to put your hat on? That is Neil O'Shea playbook 101.
Micah Potter? That's the answer?
Stop.
Brandon Carlson?
Stop.
Those are the answers?
John Tonje. You watch out. John Tonje?
Jeremy Sohan?
This is what exactly. This is Neil Shea playbook 101, and Blazer fans fall for it every single time, and then they want to defend Joe Cronin. And I defend Joe Cronin at the same time. He also's got to make some moves, man. He's under a lot of pressure. If the Blazers don't make any improvement and they're out in the first round, if they're a 7 seed, they're an 8 seed, they're in the play-in, dude, get him out of here.
I think what's really difficult is the rhetoric. It's the aesthetic of it. It's the we're going to go in so hard it hurts. It's we're going to make deals. We're going to make splashes. We're going to make this team better. And then when I try to put my realistic glasses on, when I think about like why did this Peyton Watson deal not fall through? For 2 reasons. One, you wanted to hold on to that first round pick that Cleveland offered or Los Angeles offered. I can't remember who ends up where the picks go. Right. I can look that up in a minute. But you didn't want it, so you held that draft pick too close to you, or you didn't want to sign the guy to an $88 million extension. You can't sit here and tell me you want to be aggressive and then hold back on all these assets, quote unquote, that the Blazers are kind of flush with. But then at the same time, those assets, when you do use them, get me players that are fringe starters.
Look, the OG
in the draft, you know what I mean? Like DC is going to be a nice player. I think DC is going to be a very, very nice player. Donovan Clingan is my favorite player on the Blazers right now. I don't know why, I just like the big guy.
Yeah.
But the other draft picks, I'm just kind of like,
Clingan also shot 30% against the Spurs.
Yeah, he was exposed massively.
He's 7'2". Seems like he should be a matchup against Wemby. They put Drew Holiday on him. He couldn't guard him.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. I love Clingan. I'm with you. I think he's a big part of the future. He's not the end-all, the be-all. When the Blazers, a couple years ago, when they drafted Shaedon Sharpe, it was real that they were exploring an OG Anunoby trade. Guess who would have fit in perfectly with Damian Lillard?
OG Anunoby.
What did we just see with OG and Jalen Brunson? OG is the 3rd, 4th best player on the team. Now, look, if OG's your second guy, that's a little different. But you have Damian Lillard, who is Jalen Brunson-like. Go get a guy who's 6'8", 6'9", built like just a house, can shoot, can run, can play defense, do all this stuff. But no, you go get Shaedon Sharpe. Then you go give him a contract. I love Shaedon Sharpe. I thought he'd be great. I was wrong about it. He's not. He's not great.
Bring me Scotty Barnes.
Or
bring me Scotty
Barnes. Or Pascal Siakam.
Or change your rhetoric. Change your rhetoric of like, it's difficult here in Portland.
Right.
We have to be very smart about how we do stuff. You want to talk to me that way? Look, when I talk to Ned Grabavoy, the GM of the Timbers, he talks that way. He's kind of like, look, man, the MLS is a weird place. DPs are all over the place. Visas and all that comes with it. Like, I got so much to juggle here, and it's very complicated. Ned Grabavoy is not telling me, we're going to go get Erling Haaland, and you better believe you're going to love it.
Time to get Bob Lewandowski.
Yeah, and then goes and gets me Vincent Janssen, which I'm really excited about, and I think he adds a nice depth to the Timbers team. But you can't tell me you're going to go get Lewandowski and Erling Haaland. You're going to go get Miles Bridges.
Diego Luna.
Yeah, you can't tell me that you're going to go get Giannis and then end up with, Micah Potter. Like,
you also can't tell me that it's so hard to attract free agents to Portland and then never make a trade for a big player. You can't tell me that.
The Jaylen Brown thing, dude.
Like if it's so hard to...
Free agents are so difficult to bring here on contracts because the deals are just better elsewhere.
You have
to make a
You have to make a trade. You have to make a trade, and they never do. They always go back, it's hard to get guys to Portland. Make a deal.
You could have offered
Take a risk.
You could have offered a better package to Boston than what Philly did.
1,000,000%.
It's not even close. Because Brad Stevens is up there talking about how you can't have 2 players be 70% of your books. Well, they traded for Paul George because it's 1 less year. How about I give you all these assets and 2 kids? If I'm Brad Stevens, I'm taking that. Because then I can flip it for a Peyton Watson or a Trey Murphy III and then bring in other guys. It's the scared. It's playing scared that I think is a very, very dangerous thing. And when you're a small market in any sport, outside of maybe the NFL, because no small markets exist in the NFL, you have to go for it.
And it's
and you're going to have to overpay.
It's hard because it's the Neil Shea playbook that works because, look, Portland is such a good fan base. And we've talked about this with the whole Moda Center renovations, how Portland can't lose the Blazers because it's so big and the fans are great. And that is 100% true.
100%.
We get excited when the Blazers are the 7th seed and they're in the playoffs and the place is rocking. It's exciting. So GMs can shoot for that. Joe Cronin learned, hey, Neil Shea did that. He's just going to play around the edges. We're going to make the playoffs. We're going to be fine.
But we also get mad that a 2-way player named Caleb Love didn't get a full deal and is now playing somewhere else.
Like Brendan Watford, Jabari Walker.
Yeah, put his jersey in the rafters. Like, come on. And to Danny's point, like, kids these days are like, oh, LaMarcus wasn't that good. It's like LaMarcus was awesome. And what did O'Shea do? Let him go.
Yep. It's hard. It's the same old story that I've seen for 20 plus years now.
That's why I'm a Pacers fan.
I'm switching allegiances.
Who's your new team? Who'd you pick? See, I grew up a Pacer fan because Reggie's my favorite player of all time.
All right.
And I lived in Spokane, so there was no Sonics or Blazer love. But then I moved here in '97, and I picked up the Blazers. And once Reggie retired, I've been a Blazer fan.
It's hard to be like, oh yeah, I'd be a Wemby fan and a Spurs fan, but the Spurs are run so well, and the way they're building their team is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Around Wemby, it's incredible what they're doing.
Again, I was a Knicks fan, and then they blackballed my favorite player from the league.
I was a Rockets fan back in the day.
Jeremy Lin? Jeremy Lin's your favorite player of all time?
I'm on Shumpert.
Charles Oakley. No.
Oh, I like Charles Oakley, although I hated him as a player. Pacers, Knicks.
Right.
And this 00 on my jersey. I don't stand for Scoot.
Wait,
Hey.
so are we changing that to 0 or what?
No, I don't think it's bad news. I think it's business as usual.
All right.
I think it'd be bad news if Joe Cronin got a 5-year extension.
We should change it to days since the Blazers do something new.
Days since Blazers do something new. We'll think about that in the break. When we come back, a little more college football, but also how it affects the NFL or vice versa. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers rallied to beat San Diego FC 3-1 inside Providence Park last night. A goal and 2 assists for Timbers number 99 Christopher Velda, marking the first win under head coach Martí Cifuentes. Timbers are back in action this Saturday, taking on LAFC in Los Angeles. Some college football news for you. According to Pete Thamel, as Oklahoma head coach Brett Venables has agreed to a 6-year extension, averaging $10.5 million per year, adding 2 years to his current deal and tying him with the program until 2031. Over to the NBA, as Hall of Fame guard James Harden has agreed on a 3-year, $97 million deal to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Harden's career earnings now surpass $500 million, becoming the 4th player in NBA history to do so. And finally, over to the WNBA, as your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the Toronto Tempo inside the Rogers Arena. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as you can catch all of tomorrow's Fire coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe.
503-864-6326 is the fan text line, or you can jump in on the YouTube chat, just picking up some pieces here. It's also 10 Toes Down coming up in about a half hour, a little more than a half hour. So get those in. Questions you have for us that we can't wishy-wash on. On the text line, you guys make fun of me 15 or 16 more times and I'm out of here. I truly believe that's a very good way to put this. It's kind of just like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. 3U, 4U, 5U. But I'll tell you what, you get to 6 or 7, I might have to take accountability.
Are we
for
Squeak
this.
Scolari?
A
We're
little
Squeak?
bit. Portland Trailblazers.
Squeak.
This is bad.
Squeak, yeah.
We're Squeak. I can't believe it.
This other texter, seeing the only pickups trades we're doing are buy low and hope it works out is wholly uninspiring for this fan base as well. That I totally understand. It's like a mix of what you were saying. Like Jaw is a great deal. I think Jaw is a great move because it is low risk.
Right.
It's low risk with a high ceiling. But I think this texter also has a great point when you see that over and over and over again. Like if you're the Celtics, if you're the Pacers, okay, Hallie's coming back this year. You're the Pacers, you're kind of like, all right, Pascal Siakam, Hallie, let's see, can they get this momentum going again and get into the playoffs and do some stuff? Whoa, they just got Ja Morant? Like that.
Well, look what the Pacers did this year. The Pacers sucked. They took a risk, and it may not have worked out. They traded for Zubac. They traded for Zubac in a year where they suck, and they traded their first-round pick, hoping that they would keep their first-round pick. It didn't.
Cost them the fifth overall pick.
It cost them the 5th overall pick. But
in a loaded draft.
But they risked it because they said, look, we want to get a guy like Zubac to play with Halliburton, to play with Siakam, to play with all their other guys, because we were just in the finals, and we saw the Knicks, who nobody thought was going to make it to the NBA. No one thought to make it to the finals. They go and they win the NBA finals. So the Pacers are right there when Halliburton comes back healthy. Like, they're going for it.
Their
like,
fan base is happy that they made the swing.
That is a definition of going for it. They're saying, like, we're going to risk it, and it may not have worked out. You lost out on the 5th pick in the draft, but guess what? Now you got an all-star in Zubac, basically, to go with Halliburton and Siakam. And you got a shot. And you get to the finals, that's all you got. They were game 7 with the OKC Thunder. Halliburton, Achilles tear away from winning a championship.
The guy who sits in your chair believes they would have won that game.
And the East only got...
I'm with you. I think OKC
Right.
would have had it.
It's so hard to know.
But Danny believes, and I don't think he's wrong.
No.
I disagree, but I don't think he's wrong. Hallie might have won that game for him.
There wasn't a fourth quarter where Tyrese Halliburton...
One-man wrecking crew.
Was the best
He
player
was
on the
incredible.
court.
He was incredible.
Hey, and catch this. Let's talk about that Zubac thing, okay?
Yeah.
It cost you a top 5 pick in the draft, in a loaded draft. Who's the GM of the Indiana Pacers?
That'd be Kevin Pritchard.
And I know there's Blazer ties, but let's kick that to the side for a second. Is Kevin Pritchard a well-respected GM in the NBA? Mm-hmm. Is anybody killing him for losing the 5th overall pick?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Now, but that's the difference,
because
though.
he took the chance.
But that's the difference. If Joe Cronin makes that trade, he gets killed. He gets
yeah,
crushed.
that's fair. Pritchard does have the resume to absorb something like that. So, that's a fair point.
Not necessarily if the Portland Trailblazers are in the NBA Finals.
Right. If it worked out where, the Blazers next year, they make a trade, and then they're like in the Western Conference Finals, I think we're looking like, oh, good trade, Joe.
Yeah, I think you give him his ups when the circumstance lines
but
up.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm gonna step back on this and maybe push back. From a national standpoint, if Joe did that deal, I think they would kill him. Locally,
well, look at the Pelicans.
Locally, he took a shot, and everybody's been asking for it.
The Pelicans.
Can I argue that if he finally took a shot, even if it did fail, that at least they'd be happy that you're doing something? Because if Tom Dundon wants the big swing, if Dad wants the big swing and bring in somebody, but you're not making that risk, I don't think Dad's going to hang on to you for very much longer.
But look at what the Pelicans did. Joe Dumars, he's a respected guy. He traded away an unprotected first-round pick for Derek Queen.
Atrocious.
Turns out to be the 8th pick in the draft, but he gets killed for it. So I think if Joe Cronin makes a trade like that and they lose out on a top 5, top 10 pick, he's getting killed everywhere.
Yeah, but also...
Because Joe Dumars is respected that build championship teams, and he got killed.
Yeah, you're true. You're right. And I guess I'm trying to say that
But
what I was thinking is that the Pelicans are such a dumpster fire organization
that it wasn't necessarily all on Dumars.
And it's kind of like, well, there's Pelicans doing Pelicans
I'm
things. To where I wouldn't call the Blazers a disaster franchise. Look, they haven't won, but I wouldn't say they're a dysfunctional franchise.
I would.
I mean, we're really close to the situation, and I know the Dundon stuff now looks bad, but dude, even during Jody from afar, we don't look like a trash organization. When Paul Allen's running the show, it doesn't look like a trash organization.
I think when Jody took over, it looked like a trash organization.
Yeah,
I think that's when
was pretty terrible.
I think that's when the dynamic shifted.
Yes.
Especially, I think the fan base felt that dynamic shift as well.
And it's so unfortunate because it's like, look, I went back to 2010. Basically, when Dame was drafted, what was that, 2012? Every fan has been like, go for it. Make a trade. Do it. And they haven't. And so, like, that's why I can't even be, like, in hindsight, losing the 5th pick in the draft, if you're the Pacers, it hurts. But they're going for it.
They are.
And I can respect that. Guess what the Blazers never have done, and they never will do
But that's
with
what-
Olshey and Cronin. They're never going to go for it.
But that's why I wonder if it would give Cronin a little bit of leeway because at least he took a swing.
It seems like it's too late. It's too late for me.
Too late?
It's too late for me.
Okay.
Had
Because
he-
there's
had
been
he
no
done it-
swing.
Had he done it in 22 when they drafted Shaedon Sharp and he goes for OG, I wouldn't have loved the trade, but like, I see what you're doing. Like, you're going one last time with Dame, peak Dame. You're trying to build around him.
And also, while I think he did get a great return package for Dame, it works out well in terms of the assets. You flip that, you end up getting Drew Holiday,
But you
Tamani Kamara, Denny Avdia, but you had to trade Dame. It's not
Yes.
like you were like, ooh, I've got an idea.
You had to.
It's not
He
it's not
asked out.
Dallas going, ooh, I have an idea, let's trade Luka. This is, you had to, and you did well.
Did good.
Let's give him credit on
Yes.
that. You did well for what you had to do. However, you had to do that. And now when you want to do something, you can't.
And then when you had to get rid of Dame, you also lost a bunch of money in sponsorship.
Without a doubt. And now Blazers are at the bottom, which now they can be kind of a dumpster franchise.
Yes. Right. And look, and Tom,
And I hope Dad turns it around.
and Tom Dundon's come in, and his quote was he wants to trade for big players. He wants big moves. Like,
Yeah.
that's what he does.
And if Joe doesn't do it, he's going to get fired.
And he should. And I tend to believe Tom Dundon wants to make these moves, and I tend to believe he's going to be an owner that goes for it. He pays money in the NHL to get players on this roster. Now, that is if Tom Dundon doesn't want to flip the Blazers for a profit. Don't know. We'll see. All that kind of stuff. But look, if Tom Dundon's the owner, he's going to want to win. Like, he is a crazy person that wants to win, and so he's going to do what he can. I think he's going to be like, look, you got to make a trade. We got to be better. The 7-8 seed's not going to be good enough.
Blazer coverage on the Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi. One prize, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. When we come back, Web Gems, everybody's favorite. 105.1 The Fan.
The new
All right, this is everybody's favorite Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45, but don't worry. The Big Nooner is next. Get back into that college football conversation. Who would you rather have, Dan Lanning or Marcus Freeman? Both guys on the same trajectory, very different styles, but very, very successful and very likable characters, I would say, too, but also for very different reasons. Plus, it's a 10 Toes Down Thursday, 503-864-6326. You ask the questions, a Stevie Midday version of 10 Toes Down. No wishy-washy, no vacillating. We'll give you the straightforward, 2 feet flat on the ground, 10 Toes Down at 12:15. Today's Web Gems comes to you from the great state of Oklahoma. Quote, I've had a couple of armadillo problems tearing up my lawn. Finally, a couple days ago, I just popped up at 2:30 because I couldn't sleep and was thinking about something, and I thought it was a great opportunity to go outside. Luckily, I found him. This was my first experience with an armadillo. He was crushing my yard, my flower beds, was digging everything up, but I got him about 2:30. Had to send a text message to my neighbors. I apologize for the gunshot. I'm in the country, so it was legal, but I did get rid of him. That is new Oklahoma State head coach Eric Morris.
I tell you what, I bet those Stillwater folks, they're loving all that.
They
love
are
that talk.
obsessed with it.
That is, and look, maybe this is the Oregonian in me.
Oregonian in you?
Oregonian, Stevie Freedom.
Stevie Freedom over here.
Not Stevie Woke. I'm more Stevie Woke on this one. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I spent a lot of time in Idaho, and those people hate wolves. And it's like, do you know wolves are in danger? And they're like, good, get rid of them. I'm like, not my jam. Where did Eric Morris come from? Where did he used to coach?
North Texas.
How close is North Texas to Oklahoma?
Probably pretty close.
Probably pretty close. So I think he's fully aware of this. Look, this is how you get fan base for sure.
100%.
He is building like the sickest amount of hype with zero expectations, I feel, at a Power 4 school this year. Because like let's take Bob Chesney, okay, at UCLA. I think there's a lot of smoke around Bob Chesney and what he can do with that program and the money that they've invested, that it's created expectations. We've walked through the UCLA schedule a couple times, and there's a couple games there I'm like,
big game week 1 against Cal.
UCLA at Michigan? Like, what if Michigan is garbage by November, you know?
And I know you added Derek Carr to the staff, but he's not playing out there.
To where Eric Morris and Oklahoma State were maybe the worst Power 4 team in college football last year.
Yeah, they lost to Tulsa. They were atrocious.
When Paul Wolf was fired at Washington State, the Cougs hired the great and immortal legend Mike Leach. One of the first things Mike Leach did when he got to Pullman, he went hunting and shot a bear. Now, that's not my jam. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. You know, Patty Woke over here who thinks Bernie Sanders is conservative. Not my jam.
Like that.
Not my jam. But let me tell you, them Eastern Washington folk, they were like, hell yeah, brother. I ate them damn armadillos too.
Get them.
A lot of pickup trucks out in eastern Washington is what I'm hearing.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Little rusty red pickup. That's what I imagine.
Armadillos may be active year-round, but they are most active during warmer months of the year. During the heat of the summer, homeowners begin irrigating their lawns. This makes lawns especially attracted to the armadillo. The lawns are usually mowed, and thus there is little vegetation to impede foraging. Additionally, the irrigation results in the soil being loose and easy to dig. Finally, the irrigation often keeps larval insects close to the soil's surface. Once armadillos find a suitable foraging spot, they normally will return repeatedly. Many times the damage is only superficial, as the holes are seldom more than a few inches in depth. In the case of sod-forming turf such as Bermuda, the damage is typically repaired by the turf rather quickly. In the case of cool season grasses such as fescue, the damage is more long-term. That comes from the Oklahoma State .edu website.
Yeah.
Does that sound like they're a little anti-Eric Morris and killing the armadillo?
No, because
This seems to me like they're anti-armadillo.
Typically repaired by the turf rather quickly.
No, because they're saying, look, they're going to destroy your lawn. And we love old people. We love our lawns.
They're cute little fatties, though, armadillos.
Armadillos will not attack humans. They're shy, peaceful animals, but they can carry bacteria that causes leprosy.
Kill him.
Get him out of there.
Though getting it from
And a cascade of booze rained down from the stands.
I'm on Eric Morris's side now.
Yeah, oh yeah, we
getting
changed just real quickly.
from an armadillo is often very rare.
People can kiss my ass.
Yeah. That's too bad, man. I like those little fatties, man.
They're cool looking.
They're like stubby legs, and they just kind of.
They're like little tanks.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of into
They're
it.
rolling around.
I mean,
and then
do you
they're
like,
gonna
do you
give
like
me
having
leprosy. I'm out.
moles in your yard?
Yeah, but the leprosy and it's a hard
Yeah,
pivot.
like that's
hard
a hard.
pivot.
That's a hard no. Hard no.
Look, I'm still in the world of like not killing animals, but I from here on out never want armadillos around me.
Yeah, I don't want to kill them. I just want to like. You got to find the a way to get them out of there.
Plus, they can climb and burrow. That
It's kind of weird.
yeah, I'm out.
Eric Morris, Mestamaker. Are they a team to watch?
I tell you what, they host Oregon this year. I don't think it's a game that Oregon's going to lose because Oregon doesn't lose these games, right? When Oregon has more talent than the other teams, they're going to win with Dan Lanning.
Sure.
I'm interested to see how that game goes.
Dylan Raiola might throw for 3 touchdowns that game.
Right. The offense I'm more interested in, but they got a lot of North Texas guys. And North Texas, I thought, was the best group of 6 team. They didn't make the playoff. They ended up losing their final game to Tulane to get to the playoff. I thought they're the best team in the group of 6 all year. So I'm interested to see what it looks like.
He just freaked me out. He said Dylan Raiola, and I was like, what? Oh, right. Backups, blowouts.
It'll be a
Right.
70-point game.
It's a 9
Oregon
9 a.m. game in Stillwater.
Oregon will name their score offensively, but I want to see how tell you what, we talked about the Oregon defense being really awesome. That's a good little test. Start of the year.
Let's play this fun game real quick with Oklahoma State. We love it on this show. At Tulsa,
Win.
Nope.
hosting Oregon.
Tulsa's actually,
Tulsa's nice.
yeah, they are nice this year. Oregon, that's a loss.
Hosting Murray State.
You got one?
Dub.
At West Virginia.
Ooh, Rich Rod year 2. I'll give them the win.
I think I'm going to give him the win, dude. Mestamaker is
Not
a
year
is a
2.
preseason Heisman watch.
Year 2, Rich Rod. You're hoping for West Virginia that they've
Right.
got something figured
What
out.
is this, 20 years ago? Why are we giving Rich Rod any sort of credit?
I want to say he's
The last time Rich Rod was good was at West V 20 years ago.
I love West Virginia's jersey.
I think Pat White's suiting up, though. Him and Steve Slayton are back. Don't worry
yeah,
about
here we go.
Tavon Austin's coming back.
The next week is home against UCF.
Probably a win.
That's a loss. UCF.
Scott Frost, get out of here.
At
Is he drunk right now? Or?
at Houston,
That's a loss.
home against Colorado.
Easy dub.
Dub.
Dude, that program is
Dub.
at Iowa State on Halloween.
That's a win. Iowa State's terrible.
At Kansas State,
Loss.
home against Texas Tech.
Loss.
I might take a
know
loss against Iowa State as well.
Iowa State's really bad, though. They lost everybody.
At
Literally
Arizona,
everybody.
at Arizona State. Look, I don't know what to think about Arizona State. I have no idea. What's
I would say
going on down
loss.
there.
I
would
got them
say
at 5
loss,
and
too.
5 right now.
And then home finish the year against Kansas. Bowl game.
Yeah, I think
Eric Morris, Mestamaker in a bowl
I
game.
think 6 wins. I think
How
they're a 6-win team.
How is Mestamaker a Davy O'Brien candidate preseason, and we've got him at 5.5 wins?
We got
over
about 6
under?
wins at the Big 12. The Big 12. 6 wins.
They skip Utah and BYU. They don't even do the shootout anymore. They don't even do Bedlam anymore.
They better make a bowl game. Those losers.
I'm pro Eric Morris in Oklahoma State.
Pro Armadillo.
The Big Nooner is next. 105.1 The Fan.
from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers rallied to beat San Diego FC 3-1 inside Providence Park last night. A goal and 2 assists for Timbers number 99, Christopher Velda, marking the first win under new hired head coach Martí Cifuentes. Timbers are back in action this Saturday as they take on LAFC in Los Angeles. Some college football news for you. According to Pete Thamel, as Oklahoma head coach Brett Venables has agreed on a 6-year extension, averaging $10.5 million per year as the deal adds 2 years to the current deal, tying him with the Oklahoma program until 2031. Some NBA news for you, as Hall of Fame guard James Harden has agreed on a 3-year, $97 million deal to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Harden's career earnings have now surpassed $500 million, becoming the 4th player in NBA history to do so. And over to the WNBA, as your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night on the road, taking on the Toronto Tempo inside Rogers Arena. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as you can catch all of tomorrow's Fire coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm.
Two down, one to go here. It's the Big Nooner on the firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of your day. After us, we'll turn it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2. Then it's the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3. And then it's Prime Time from 3 to 7. That's 13 hours of live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio right here on your sports leader, the Fan Sports Network. Stephen Vaughn in the chair for Danny Marang today. He'll be back on Thursday in 24 hours. Casey and I will unveil our attire for the Marang wedding.
I cannot wait for this.
You will most likely want to jump on the YouTubes to see it. We are expecting numbers around Chauncey Billup numbers.
I cannot wait.
If you can't make it on the YouTube, we'll paint a picture.
We'll paint a picture for you. I'm excited, dude.
Me too.
My wife thinks I look fantastic.
I can only assume you do.
Yeah. I do clean up nicely.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I can see that.
I do. Especially when I was skinnier. Now I'm like, ooh, clean fat guy.
Right.
But when I was skinnier, it was like, oh, dude, you dress well.
Yeah, like I went to a wedding over the weekend. And it's like I put my jacket on. I was like, I don't look terrible.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I'll get a fresh cue ball going on the dome. And
my issue is always the tie situation because I have a short neck, so it's either I wear the tie and I have no neck, or
see, but you're still low 20. You're still young 20s, dude. You can pull anything off. That's the thing. And then even if it looks stupid, you're like, it's fashion. It's fashion, bro.
That's fair. I've got enough time to make.
Yeah, you got enough time before you're like fat, like me and Pat.
And you got a young hot too, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, so he's got a young hot.
Yeah, see, that's gonna make you look infinitely times better,
without a doubt.
Yeah, they won't be looking at me.
Yeah, they think he's got a hog. That's why my wife and I are. That's why my wife and I.
You can put it on the ball.
That's why old preschool and I are going to sit with Casey and his girl at Danny's wedding, so they think we're young and hots too.
That's right.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Casey might be the only person I know there too. I don't even know his hot.
I
Have you met mine?
No.
Oh, nice. This would be great.
This would be a very fun.
It is weird. It's weird when you guys, like, your families and stuff meet and, like, hots meet each other, like girlfriends.
This is when the lady meets the work wife.
Right.
I am excited that my hot is going to meet his hot, and there's a distance of, like, 16 years.
But I guarantee you, they probably just will love each other.
It was strange. I did
They'll
run
just
into
click.
my
Most likely.
Yeah.
my kid's elementary school principal yesterday, and he said, Patrick, is it weird that a lot of people know a lot about you and you don't know anything about them? I was like, nah. We just all make assumptions. Everybody just assumes whatever I say is real.
Might as well.
Have you heard my NFL takes? Dude, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Conversation carrying over from hour number one. We talked about pressure on coaches, real pressure. I think we decided there's about 3 of them. You know, it's the pressures on the Kalen DeBoers and the Steve Sarkisians, the pressures on the Dabo Swinneys and the Kirby Smarts of the world, and then pressures on the Dan Lannings and the Marcus Freemans of the world. And that just kind of led me to this. I've been kicking around in my head for a while because I'm trying to figure out, and we can even preview 10 Toes Down with this as well. If you had to choose one, like who's the one you like more? Because let's walk through it, okay? Dan Lanning's been extremely successful at Oregon. He's putting coordinators into jobs, good jobs. I would argue Kenny Dillingham has done a really good job at Arizona State. We'll see what Tosh and Will
3
do.
Power 4 jobs.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like that's a pipeline that's going.
Yeah.
You are seeing quarterbacks go to the NFL in Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel.
Right.
Dante Will, obviously, could have gone probably number 2 overall last year.
Yeah.
You're seeing no transfers out of Dan Lanning. You're seeing very raw, very, let's go whoop that A.
It's time to nut up or shut up.
You got a very vibrant, wild, aggressive football junkie. Got money behind him. Kind of new blood.
Doesn't hurt.
Nouveau riche, as some may say. And on the flip side, you got Marcus Freeman. Good-looking dude. Clean as a whistle. Nobody's making blows-in jokes about Marcus Freeman. Has been to a national championship. Has told the NFL to kick rocks, and I think he could have got a couple decent jobs. Like, I would have been shocked if the Pittsburgh Steelers hired Marcus Freeman. Yeah. I would have been shocked if the New York Giants hired Marcus Freeman.
He's a biracial angel.
I think he's a really, really good coach, but he is a little calmer. He is a little more buttoned up. He's a little more methodical.
They're both defensive guys.
They are both defensive guys. I don't love the end of last year with Marcus Freeman in the whining about not making the playoffs. Now, if you were anywhere else other than Notre Dame, I might let it slide, but they literally changed the rules for you, buddy, to make sure you get in every year.
Yeah.
So that always sits bad. But is that Marcus Freeman's fault? Probably not.
It's also kind of the generation that we're in.
If you had to take one of these, Stevie Freedom,
yeah,
who are you taking? You have the first pick in the draft.
I'm taking Lanning. It's not a slam dunk, but I'm taking Lanning. I think Lanning translates to every spot he goes because he can, whether he can coach or not. I think Freeman might be a better X's and O's coach, might be a better in-game coach than Lanning. But Lanning,
I think that's a fair thing to say.
But Lanning is going to drive enthusiasm. He's going to drive up just excitement for the program. He's going to drive up, donors. Now, he has the ultimate donor in Phil Knight, but I think even if he didn't, I think he'd be successful elsewhere. Where Freeman is very good looking, and like you said, he can sell a program. I'm sure he's really good in a one-on-one situation.
He goes on Good Morning America.
Yeah, I'm sure that, dude, you get that guy like in a group of people, he just rocks that world. I just think,
Mama on the couch trying to recruit your boy.
I just think Lanning, as you said, as a quote-unquote football guy, he relates with the every fan. He relates with the crazy fan that's going to tailgate before the game, and you think you're just like him, and he's one of you. And so for that reason, I would go Lanning. Where Freeman's more of like the buttoned-up CEO that some of us, we don't like the bosses.
Right.
I think that would be the one deciding factor, but I think it's super close. But I would go Lanning.
I think I'm there with Lanning as well. In fact, I am there with Lanning, and it's exactly what you said. It's that I can relate myself more to Dan Lanning, and let's not beat around the bush. I don't know what Marcus Freeman truly is inside. You have to be this if you're going to be the coach at Notre Dame. The religion thing is always going to be a funky spot for me as a non-practicing religious person.
Patty Woke.
Patty Woke over here. I know Kalani Sitake is a long-standing Mormon family.
Yes.
Like I know that. So it's not that I hold it against Marcus Freeman. It's your point, though, that Dan is a lot more relatable. I also think in the world of college football, the rah-rah is still a big deal. It's still a big part of it. Casey's point earlier about Kirby Smart and how good Kirby Smart is, he is a damn good rah-rah guy. Mm-hmm. He is a damn good rah-rah guy.
He had those guys convinced that when they won the title a couple years ago that people picked him at 7-5.
And nobody did.
Nobody did.
We all said you were going to go undefeated.
Numerous players convinced they were going to go 7-5.
You beat Oregon by 60. Oregon.
7-5, though.
Was it 75? My bad.
No,
it's 7-5, yeah.
Look around the NFL right now. I don't think there's a defense in the NFL with at least one piece of that Georgia team.
Yeah. The Eagles is basically all Georgia.
Also, that's the other thing that I will say. Let's take that next step, okay? Let's pretend that we're talking about the NFL. some of the coaches that we really love right now, yes, there's the Ben Johnsons and the Kyle Shanahans of the world, but a lot of the coaches people really like right now, D'Amico Ryans, Dan Campbell, Dan Quinn for that matter, the Harbaughs can be this way. Sean McVay can be that way. People like, there needs to be a little rah-rah in a game where you're going to go blast somebody as hard as you can.
And as much as he hides it, Andy Reid is a rah-rah guy.
He kind of is, yeah. So that might be where it is more. I think while they are both good CEOs of their organization, I think Marcus Freeman plays the CEO more. Mm-hmm. I think Dan is still the football coach, despite being a CEO as well.
And I think with, you look at it, the players in college, like you're still young kids, you're still 18 to 22-year-olds. I think they gravitate more to Dan Lanning going crazy after a win, looking like he did at Penn State, like absolutely insane. Where Marcus Freeman, he's going to straighten up the tie and say, "Hey, good one, fellas. Let's go move on to the next one."
I think that's a to each their own, because you had guys like that in the NFL, and when they didn't work out, they were indicted very quickly. You had guys like Adam Gase who were indicted very quickly. And before that, again, he was a very rah-rah guy. Jonathan Gannon, he wasn't necessarily a rah-rah guy, but those guys get indicted very quickly in the NFL.
But and to that point, Lanning, as you said, Patrick, Lanning doesn't lose guys, and I think that is
it's huge.
It's huge.
I think it's the most underrated thing about his program right now.
And he doesn't miss, really, on portal guys.
If he brings guys
He's
in.
He's missed on one guy.
You created a foundational culture in Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah. Also, you are the future of quarterback transfer portal.
And this team
You now have your future starter again.
Look, everyone talked about Oregon being soft and finesse. Dude, this is not finesse or soft at all. This is by far the strongest and toughest team they've ever had on defense. That defensive line is so different than what Oregon has ever had, and a lot of that is Dan Lanning.
This isn't Chip Kelly Pac-12 anymore. This isn't high flying. This isn't
even Mario Cristobal.
Let's go out and whoop that ass.
Mario Cristobal started the foundation. He couldn't get to this level.
I agree. I'll take Dan Lanning. Although Marcus Freeman,
it's close, dude.
Boy,
you can't not go wrong.
If I'm Texas and you fire Steve Sarkisian and you tell me you can have Dan Lanning or Marcus Freeman, I'm like, okay, I choose Lanning. They're like, well, we didn't get him. We got Marcus Freeman. I'm like,
perfect.
Sick.
Having said that, I got Notre Dame to win the national championship this year.
I think I'm taking them too, honestly. I actually think I'm taking Notre Dame too.
Based on the identity, you have your choice.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Right.
You either want,
this is what you want.
You either want a really good defense with a really strong front seven who's going to run the ball very effectively, or you want an electric offense who's going to run the ball effectively, but this defense is going to fly around and do dangerous things.
It's a Stevie Midday kind of Thursday. That means it's 10 toes down. We'll get to that next. 503-864-6326. You ask the questions. We give you the answers. No wishy-washing. 2 feet flat on the ground. All 10 toes is next. 105.1 The Fan and the Fan Sports Network. It's a Thursday, baby. That means it's 10 toes down. Stephen Vaughn in for Danny Marang. He'll be back in a week from today. May sprinkle in a little more Stephen Vaughn in your life while Danny's out. But that's up to Coach Vaughn. I have to get approval from her first to see if Stephen can come out and play with his friends.
That is true. 1,000,000%. Coach runs the family.
Oh, preschool runs mine. Don't worry about it. There's no shame here.
Yeah.
We ain't trashing.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with my situation.
I am extremely comfortable with mine as well.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Casey's getting there.
Right.
Casey's ahoy. Ahoy.
What it do?
What it do, in fact. 10 toes down. You ask the questions, we give you the answers. No wishy-washy, unequivocal, no vacillation. 2 feet flat on the ground, all 10 toes, no fence sitting. 503-864-6326. We'll start here with some Blazers stuff as we were chatting. We spent the whole hour of number 2, which is up. If you need that podcast, go back and check that out wherever you get yours. The Odyssey app, 1051thefan.com. Blazers should trade for Zion Williamson with a Scoot, Shea, or a Drew, or pick sort of situation, and add that risk to the team as well.
There's too many clubs in the city.
I actually don't
Is
hate
that the Jim Harden argument?
I don't hate the idea, honestly. Zion, look, for what he is, it's the James Harden thing. Everyone hates James Harden because he's fat and stuff, but James Harden's one of the best. When Zion plays, legitimately a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah, let's go get Anthony Davis as well. You'll have 2 guys that aren't going to play 40.
Now, I don't know how much you have to give up for Zion. That's the thing. Like, are you really giving up assets?
You know, I bet you don't have to give up a ton. He's
Right.
cheaper than Trey Murphy.
Definitely. And so I don't hate it, but again, it's the same thing of, well, you're just trading for a guy that is on the discount, right? And look, the Blazers had an opportunity to trade for Zion a couple years ago. They didn't do it. They didn't want him. And this was before all the more fatness came out with Zion. So, I would have interest in it, but I don't want to trade anything like of importance for Zion.
I think it's a fascinating thing. Like, if you just came to me and you didn't know what team I had, and I just have a random team, and you were like, do you want Zion Williamson? My answer is no. My answer is easy, no. I think the risk outweighs the reward. You know, it sounds like he's getting into better shape. It sounds like he's focusing a little bit more on basketball, you know, but a lot of that is still, I need to see that before I can actually believe it.
He played 62 games last year.
However,
I'm looking at that now. That's a lot more than I thought he did.
However,
he's really good.
If you could move Denny Avdia to the 3 and play Zion at the 4, I don't hate that.
Look, he can't shoot.
I don't hate that.
25% from the 3.
Yeah, he doesn't. He still can't.
Well, guess what? Nobody on this GD team can shoot from beyond the arc anyway.
So he fits in.
Except for 0.
I got to see it.
Don't at me. Second best shooter of all time.
Don't at me.
You have to see it.
In a game? Sure do.
Nah, Dame can shoot.
Come on.
I just want to see it. I'm not a hater. Jeez.
Dude, I'm the biggest Dame hater ever. Even I know he can shoot the basketball.
Well, I know, but I want to see it on a court.
The issue with Dame isn't the
I
shooting.
watched Ja Morant make every single 3 he shoots in practice, too.
The issue
I was told
is the shooting.
I was told for a year and a half on this program that Chris Murray never misses in practice.
That's true. And
Okay.
Roops as well.
So, like,
Roops, Chris.
why does this always have to be an anti-Dame thing when I'm just like, I just want to see him do it?
Because we love Dame here and we can't do anything wrong.
Because that's the only thing we've been seeing.
Dame can't do anything wrong.
Show
In
me
Portland, we
something
know
new.
this. How dare you?
Show me something new one time. All I know is Dame can shoot. Show me anything else.
I'm actually with you, though. I need to see it off the ball.
I just want to see it. That's it, dude.
Off the ball, I want to see him catch and shoot. Like, catch, quick release. Not dribble, explosion, step back. I've seen that.
10 toes down.
But then again, bring Zion here. Here we go.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like, do I want Zion? No. In a Blazer uniform? It might work.
He's better than what they got.
Yeah, him at the 4. You can move Denny to the 3.
Don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it for this Blazer team. If I were my Pacers,
that sounds
I'd
like
be
a defensive nightmare.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey,
like the backcourt is getting any better.
Backcourt is atrocious.
Yeah.
Add another guy who doesn't defend well.
Sure, why not? We
That's
can't shoot
not-
threes either. Can't shoot threes, can't play
Tell you
defense.
what, be very excited if they had Shaden Sharp, Ja, and Zion dunking on people. Dude, that is a regular season Twitter highlight team.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
10 toes down, exotic vacation with your partner. And you have to take either their parents or your parents with you for all activities, separate rooms, obviously 2 weeks long. Which do you choose? Your parents
Oh, my parents.
or
Whichever one
Coach
you can,
Vaughn's parents?
My parents.
whichever one you can tolerate them fighting around.
We vacation with my parents. We go to Lake Tahoe, and they come to Tahoe with us every year. Now, it's not exotic vacation, but it's a family vacation. They come with us every year. I can handle that. Her parents, I think, they'd have no rules, and they'd go do their own thing. They would not care what's going on.
The exotic of it all.
So actually, that's a good point. Maybe it is Coach Vaughn's parents now that I think about it.
Yeah, the exotic
Because they
is-
would leave us alone.
No, I've got a lot of layers of this, but I will eventually get to 10 toes, I promise. The exotic aspect of it, like my mom doesn't love being in the heat.
Yeah.
So like I know she's not going to love being there. But I probably travel more with my in-laws than I do with my parents. So I would want to lean my parents. But my mom hates hot weather.
We'll find out later because we're going to Hawaii in April, and we're going with Coach Vaughn's parents. So I know what it's like to vacation with my parents and as an adult. Now we'll see. Now we're going to go in-laws. Get back to me in April. I can answer that question fully.
Yeah, that's one I don't know yet. I have vacation with the lady's parents.
Right.
I'm going to choose
I don't know what
And that would be a weird first vacation, is an exotic vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to choose my mama because I don't travel with my mom enough.
Yeah, because it's not going to be just all romantic and crazy the whole time.
Sure.
You're going to have some downtime. Go get
Exotic doesn't mean, hanky-panky.
some- right. Go get some lunch with your mom.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
You hear that, mama? I love you.
Let's go.
So would everyone just choose their own parents?
Probably.
No, I think it just depends. There's somebody that works here that I was having a conversation with the other day about their in-law. And they straight up were like, dude, they suck. I hate them. And I go, well, does your partner feel the same way? And they were like, sure do. So it just doesn't matter.
I'm very lucky. My in-laws are awesome.
Plus, I have 2 sets of in-laws. That is a very different conversation that I will
That
not
is.
get into today.
That seems like a Pandora's box.
It is good, though. You could just say in-laws, and then no one knows who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Where mine do.
Exactly. Oh, I'm
So
sure.
if I had trash,
I'm sure my in-laws know which ones.
if I had trash to talk, they know. But I don't. I love them.
Fortunately, nobody I know listens to this garbage program, so we're safe today, buddy. We're safe today.
Especially when I'm on it.
More 10 toes down next. Got a little bit of room for some more if you want some in. 503-864-6326 or throw them in on the YouTubes. That's lowercase over there with a sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings, tossed with a perfect dry rub, and served with a trio of killer sauces. Menus at bigschicken.com. First on the Fan, your Portland Timbers rallied to beat San Diego FC 3-1 inside Providence Park last night. A goal and 2 assists for Timbers number 99 Christopher Velda, marking the first win under Martí Cifuentes. Timbers are back in action this Saturday, taking on LAFC in Los Angeles. Some college football news for you, as according to Pete Thamel, as Oklahoma head coach Brett Venables has agreed on a 6-year extension, averaging $10.5 million per year. The deal adds 2 years to the current deal, tying him with the Oklahoma program until 2031. Some NBA news for you, as Hall of Fame guard James Harden has agreed on a 3-year, $97 million deal to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Harden's career earnings have now surpassed $500 million, becoming the 4th player in NBA history to do so. And finally, over to the WNBA, as your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night on the road, taking on the Toronto Tempo inside Rogers Arena. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. as you can catch all of tomorrow's Fire coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way. But in case you forgot, Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for a limited time. Taste The Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location and ask them about their only fans. So good, so good. Only The Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. I am a beer snob on this show. I've had this beer, and it is actually quite tasty. And I'll tell you what, if it wasn't, I'd be truthful. Dude, I got a lot of average beer reputation that's hanging on by a sliver that I got to hold on to.
I believe you.
Dude, that industry is weird, man. Dude, I stepped out of that industry, and 20 seconds later, people were like, who are you? It's wild, dude. That's a Johnny-come-lately sort of thing. Like, I know a ton of friends, and I still see people around town that I see, and you high-five and give hugs and excited to see you. But you don't work in that game anymore, man? Oof.
You're out.
You're out.
You are right out.
You are right out, which is nice because I was looking to adios that anyway. I think I'm a little happier. I giggle more. I have dinner with my kids more often.
That's fun.
That's a big awesome thing.
Guess, sort of. Huh?
If you're like into that kind of stuff, I suppose. If you like being a family man. 10 toes down. If you see a spot of mold on a piece of bread or tortillas in a bag, do you just throw out the bad one or do you toss the entire bag?
Whole thing
depends the size of the mold. But
the whole thing is out, bro. The whole thing is out.
I can be a little cheese rule guy a little bit. Just cut it off.
It depends what it is.
This guy here is dead.
Like bread.
Cross him off then.
If it's like a roll, like a loaf of bread, I'm out because then the entire loaf is tainted.
But see, like I get bagels from Costco.
Dude, those things go so fast.
Oh, mine don't. Mine live in the fridge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine die after like 2 days.
Oh, I leave mine in the fridge. Now they used to have the two rolls rolls of 6, and now it's just one big one of like 8.
Yeah.
Shrinkflation.
Rip off.
If I go through that and there's 3 left and the top one has mold and the bottom 2 don't, I'll toss that baby and eat the middle one.
The only way I would go about it is if like I'm already grilling up a burger on the grill and then I look, I'm like, oh man, this has mold on it. Then I would like adjust.
Yeah, how far along in the process?
Right.
If I can quick pivot to another meal, I'll do that.
Right.
But
if I haven't started the meal and I see mold on a bun, I'm out. Like those buns go in the garbage
if it's
and
like
I got to pivot.
Burgers cooked, bacon's on there, onions are caramelized,
Yes.
and now I just need to get the bread and I look and it's got a little mold on it.
A little cutout. Yeah, like it'll be different.
Okay.
But for the most part, if I see a mold, you're out.
Now, I will always flip through. Like if it's a loaf of bread and I see some mold, I'll flip
Yeah.
through and see if any are safe. The odds of them all being of any of them being safe are slim. I don't usually find. I usually have to toss the whole thing.
They're very low odds.
Yeah, I usually have to toss the whole thing. But I always look. And so I think to this 10 toes down question, I will have to say I throw out the bad one because I'm looking
Right.
to
You're
save.
actively seeking to save the bread.
And I think it's because I really hate food waste.
See, I
Work in restaurants, buddy.
yeah,
You know how
agree
much
with
food
you.
I see thrown away every day? It's wild.
My food waste is only when the kids waste the food. Really bothers me.
Well,
Then I turn into a garbage disposal and just eat the rest of it, and then I get fat and I feel bad about myself. Then I hate myself, and then it's just
Give Steven all the mold.
seriously. I've adjusted though on my ordering when I order stuff now. Is like I order less because I know I'm going to get some from the kids more than likely.
My biggest problem, though, when it comes to food waste, though, is that I don't like leftovers most of the time.
Oh,
I'm a leftover king.
love a leftover.
Casey, you are under the age of 25. Of course you are a leftover king.
I love a. You don't
I
like
know
a
how much
leftover?
money you make.
That'll stay with me until I'm 60.
You don't love a leftover?
Depends. I'm very picky about my leftovers.
Next day,
Just like
Thai
pizza?
food.
Pizza's good. Asian food is good.
That's about it, huh?
That's kind of about it, yeah.
I'll eat anything.
I've had some leftover pasta, which isn't too bad, but you got to sprinkle like some water or oil on it when you reheat it.
I mean, it's never as good.
It's usually the noodles that are the biggest problem.
What I've tried to do my entire life, and it gets tricky with kids, to your point. What I have tried to do my entire life, whether I was Casey's age or my grandfather's age, is try to make just enough food. Just the right amount of food for everybody. It's tricky. It's tricky, especially in my household. We are split, so I have my kids half the time. So if I'm used to cooking for me and the wife for 3 days, then it's like, oh, right, I got 3 more mouths I got to feed. Carry the one. And so they can get a little tricky, but I just try not to have leftovers. And I think it's because they sit in my fridge and no one eats them, and then I got to throw them away.
I agree, because Coach Vaughn, she does that. She makes a lot of food, and there's leftovers, and she's like, oh, I love leftovers, yet she'll never eat them.
Yeah, my wife's the same.
And I'm like, well, then why do we love leftovers?
Part of me thinks that I'm not necessarily a leftover. I'm someone else's leftovers. If they're my leftovers, most of the time I'm not really eating them. But if they're someone else's leftovers that I'm offered, I'll take that any day of the week.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. That's a weird one.
Like you've already had your allotment of your food.
Exactly.
So you want something else.
It's exactly where my brain's at. It's weird to me that I'm like,
that is actually really weird. I'll just eat anything. If I'm allowed to eat a leftover, dude, I'm eating a leftover. Mine, kids, wife. No, it doesn't matter.
He's a big ass boy.
Eating the dog's leftovers?
I don't have a dog, but I would. Oh.
10 toes down, it is impossible for any man to ever look good naked in socks. No man should ever be naked in socks.
Well, I mean, if you look like Brad Pitt, I'm sure you look great.
You know what's funny?
Teach
That's the first name that came into my mind.
Like
and,
Brad,
and then I went to Jason Momoa.
When I think of hot guy, I think of Brad Pitt.
Is that our go-to hot guy?
I think he's up there. I thought of Tom Cruise in Risky Business.
He's got a shirt on, though.
Yeah, but if he just popped the shirt off, he would pull it off. It's Tom Cruise.
I mean, any normal guy in socks would look terrible.
You and me, Steven? You want to try this out?
Let's go.
Danny Marang's wedding tomorrow.
Live for the YouTube.
It's just us in socks.
Tell you what, that's how it gets the views up.
My wife's not coming anymore, Steven. Buckle up. Yep, buckle up. You're my +1.
Dang.
Socks only.
I don't know that I'm invited.
3 socks. You can wear 3 socks and 3 socks only.
Whoa.
You're invited. You're my +1.
Strategic.
I definitely did that for Halloween one year.
Just 3 socks?
3 socks.
Good
Three
to
socks.
be young Patrick Harris.
3 socks and a wig.
The confidence that you had to have.
That must have been a cold night.
It was a cold night in Moscow, Idaho.
Did you like tape it or something or what?
I think I did a rubber band.
Okay.
You know. Cup underneath.
You gotta fasten it somehow.
Cup underneath. But not too tight because you don't want to cut off the bloodstream.
I was going to say you got to strap it on somehow, but that's a little weird.
10 toes down, what is your barometer for feeling obliged to tip when it comes to customer service? This person says, full disclosure, paid their way through college serving a bartender. Respect for that. Always try to take care of those who get good service. However, the pressure of public shaming has gotten out of control.
100% agree. It has gotten out of control, but I will say, as a guy who's done DoorDash and Uber Eats and drove Uber and Lyft, you gotta tip something. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a lot, but you gotta tip at least something. Now, when you're out at a restaurant, I think it's kind of minimum like 20% almost, which is kind of outrageous.
If the service sucks, then
it's 15. But you gotta
anything over 10%.
Yes,
it's got to be over 10%.
Dude, it takes a lot for me to go under 20.
I'm with you.
You got to be bad.
20 is
I'm talking bad.
You have to be really bad.
Yeah, I'm talking real bad.
Like really bad.
Yeah, I give you a lot of leeway.
Like messed up on the order, and it was about 45 minutes late.
Right.
I mean, even that 45 minutes, I don't really blame them. I don't know what's going on.
It's not their fault.
Again, that's not them. That's on the cooks. But this is all encompassing. Well, I'm talking about.
But you're still tipping.
Sure. The problem is with the public shaming of it, which, funny enough, I actually have not received a ton of like public shaming for tips because as somebody who has managed in customer service and front of house and restaurants and all that kind of service industry stuff, if I have written up employees for saying things to customers.
Right.
You don't. You just don't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't pull the
public shaming's
Justin
only
Long in waiting.
Yeah, the public shaming's only for like celebrities.
And it's your shame that you are creating
You're
by
feeling it,
looking
yes.
at it. Because the real issue with the whole thing is paying living wages. That's the whole problem.
The problem that
is
I
that the
have-
corporations aren't paying living wages, and so they pass that buck on to you.
The problem that I have is when they put the tip in there for you, like you don't even have the option of what you're going to tip.
Yes.
Like they put that in the bill.
Gratuity included.
Yes, the gratuity. I don't like that. I also don't like when they do the math for you. You know, they'll have like, 18, 20, 25%. They have it on the bottom of a receipt.
I appreciate that.
I don't like that. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me to math. I'll math myself.
Again,
I do my own research.
They give you the option of which one to pick.
No.
They just do the math for you.
I don't trust
And
it.
10% should be easy to do off the brain anyways.
I don't trust it. That's true. For most.
If it's a tough one, then
I think you're assuming there's a lot of smart people. There's a lot of dumb people out there.
Move some decimal points.
That's right. Just don't suggest. Don't tell me what to do. I'll figure it out myself because I'm going to tip you fair.
I'm with you.
Just be better.
Be better.
Be better.
Be smarter.
You could just not.
Just don't be dumb.
Don't be
I
dumb.
could just not.
Don't be dumb, guys.
You can't win this way. Made me think of Suk right now. Closing arguments is next. That's 10 Toes Down. We do it every single Thursday at 12:15. Thank you for being a part of that. We'll circle back next week. Danny will be back for 10 Toes Down next week. But when we come back, dun dun dun. Closing arguments next. 105.1 The Fan. All right, that's going to do it for us. Closing arguments are brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Coming up on the program tomorrow, we'll take a peek at college football top 100. Something we didn't get to today is a NFL training camps, but also in the portal, which is a weird thing. The Heisman vote's getting kind of wonky over there as well. I am efforting to bring somebody on for the Timbers as they are in LAFC on Saturday, 7:30 kick. You can catch that right here on the Fan Sports Network. Pat McAfee on Monday Night Football.
Can I bring up something real quick?
Shoot.
I was just watching this TV over here, and the Texans and the Raiders have a preseason game today.
Correcto Mundo, one of 2 preseason games today.
They have a countdown clock to when kickoff is started.
Stop. Where?
They did. I went to commercial. There was 4 hours, 11 minutes on the countdown clock to kickoff for the Texans Raiders preseason. And look, I'm not the biggest preseason football guy. I think most preseasons are pretty dumb to watch. I don't really like watching any of it. But a countdown clock, I know we love the NFL, I know we love football, but seems a little much.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
I mean, Casey, you're the biggest football guy I know, biggest preseason guy I know. Do you need a countdown clock for Texans Raiders?
No, I don't need a countdown clock.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right.
That's a tough one.
I just saw it and I hated it.
However, Brock Purdy and Justin Herbert are going to start tonight.
Cool. Are they going to finish the game? Are they going to play a quarter?
Joe Burrow started the game for Cincinnati. He went 5-7.
I watched both those drives.
There were 2 drives?
Sweet.
That's one more than I thought there'd be.
Mendoza versus Stroud.
We're a light day in baseball today. Gavin Williams threw okay. Cleveland just took down San Francisco. Shane Bieber threw a gem today for Toronto.
Well, you missed the story. Gavin Williams did not get a quality start.
Did not get a quality start, which really,
I know, good change. That's very good change.
really
Thank you. Thank you,
pisses
Pop.
me off right now.
1 out away.
1 out away from a quality start. Don't you know playoffs are coming?
Fantasy playoffs.
Dude, it's serious right
Gavin.
now. Shane Bieber threw a gem today for Toronto against Tampa Bay. They're trying to get back. George Kirby got lit, continuing the trumpet of the great Seattle Mariners. George Kirby gave up 6 and 3.
Ooh. To who?
They're playing Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a good club.
Okay, that's the best
But,
team
like,
in the
dude, you are good, and that team is buns.
I tell you what, I hate being a Blazer fan because they suck. I'm glad I'm not a Mariner fan.
Ooh.
Man.
Right now,
that
it's
would
tough.
be brutal.
It's not just losing 22-0. It's like they've all mailed it in. It's
and
over.
it's every
But
year, dude.
We're going to give you the sliver of hope.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
Every year.
Every MLB outlet is going to say that the Seattle Mariners are going to be the lead favorites.
They
to
got
win
the top
World
prospect,
Series.
Kate Anderson. They don't want to bring him up. Like, what are we? I mean,
Well, there's a little bit of that because if they bring him up,
I know the
they,
clock starts, but
they,
dude,
well, they worry if there's a lockout next year, he can't be in AAA. You want him in AAA next year. You do.
stupid.
It's the way it is. Let's see. Jacob deGrom is on the bump tonight for Texas. They got the Nationals in town. And Garrett Cole on the bump for the Yankees there in Baltimore. That's Kyle Bradish. There's an Angels-Houston game tonight that nobody cares about.
Did you see Pete Alonso hit a home run? That wasn't called a home run?
I did see that. He offered a very interesting explanation because he told the truth, what he was told, and then everybody heard that and was like, wait, what? So to overturn that home run call, there needs to be 2 cameras that can corroborate it, but there's only 1 camera out there.
What goes
so
around
you're not
comes
even
around.
You're not even giving them the opportunity to see it because you need 2 cameras, but there's only 1.
Happened to Aaron Judge in spring training. I'm very happy.
2 guys
very
doing
happy.
one job.
We're on the
We
other
got to
side
do
of it
something
this
about that.
I don't know where there's cameras everywhere, man. Why don't we have 2? Also, kind of like goal line technology, why isn't there just a camera on the foul pole shooting straight up? Wouldn't that tell you? The base of the camera feed is the line heading back to home plate.
Again, it's
straight up.
It sits on the side of that pole right
straight
there.
up, and you can even put little lines on it that say, if it passes this line on the right, it's foul. This line on the left or on the line, it's good to go. Or in the middle, it's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Too much logic.
I'm going to come up with that camera and Zyn cocaine.
Dude.
And then none of you will ever see me again.
Right, you're
most
done
likely,
working. You're done working.
Most likely because I've OD'd from Zyn
blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It was good knowing you.
11:30. Hip in distress.
That's how we'll get it, man. That's how we'll get it. Anything else going on in sports that we missed today? Let's see here. Jim Harden, we went through that.
I got Ravens center Danny Pinter. He suffered a torn patella tendon, and he's expected to miss some time.
That's the second center that's been down in 2 days, right? Didn't the Chargers lose theirs yesterday?
Yep, Biotish. They got word back that knee injury, partially torn ACL. So he's done for the season.
Ooh, adios.
Yuck.
Still waiting to hear on some news from Brandon Bye. The right back for the Timbers last night went down, clutching his knee in a non-contact injury in the second half. Let's just say the press box got real quiet.
Hey, is it time to buy the Timbers right now? You're my soccer guy. They're starting to play well. Once they fired your boy Neville over there.
My boy Neville.
Your boy Neville. They started to play well.
My boy Phil Neville. Let's see here. Well, let's look.
Noted Duck Homer and Phil Neville lover.
I'd rather be a Duck Homer, I think.
You can put it on the board.
Let's see here. Let me click fixtures here.
I'm buying.
Timbers are on the road at LAFC tomorrow. Tricky game. LAFC's pretty good, although they've stumbled a little bit of late. Let's see where they are. Where are they in the table? They are third place, but they've lost 2 of their last 3 in a draw. But that does include Leagues Cup. Let me fast forward a little bit. So they'll take on them. They have Austin the week after that.
Win.
Austin is a win. Should be.
Loss. Win.
Minnesota after that. That should be a win. St. Louis will be tricky, but it's at home. That should be a win.
Draw.
Dallas on the road. Dallas on the road. They're right in the mid-table, as is St. Louis. I would wait to see what LAFC looks like, because the Chicago showing was not fun. That was not a fun game to watch.
Okay.
Chicago's a pretty good team. They've come on off hot late, but watching that, I was like, "Ugh, this is not a fun situation."
If they can get a draw or a win against LAFC, I'll get my scarf out.
Then don't fade them. What's the opposite of fading?
Buying.
You didn't feel very comfortable in that.
No,
right? Because you guys were fading the fire, but now you don't.
Right.
So if you're on the fire,
I think you're just on the fire.
On the fire.
Yeah, we're on.
I got another NFL note for you. Lions tight end Sam Laporta, his status for Detroit's regular season opener is unclear as he suffered a hip injury. The star tight end sustained the injury during a recent practice and has missed multiple practices this week.
Dang, that guy's still in the league, huh?
Sam Laporta?
He's pretty young, isn't he?
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's only his 4th year.
I think you're thinking Hawkinson.
Who am I thinking
You're
of?
thinking of Hawkinson. Who's
the
on
other Iowa tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of Iowa tight ends.
Wait, his name is Hawkinson and he went to Iowa?
TJ Hawkinson.
Dude, I love that. TJ, okay,
Kittle.
now I know that. Kittle, I knew that.
Yeah.
But this guy's name's Hawkinson.
Hawkeyes.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Hawkinson.
He was born to play Iowa football.
He really was.
Tight end.
I wonder if he can punt as well.
They should train their tight ends how to punt. That'd be great.
Okay. That would be great. That would be an excellent way to do. Do you know that's in 20 seconds? I got your back, amigo. Closing arguments brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, the alternative to divorce court. Thank you, Stephen Brackets. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we won't. We'll see what goes down. For Casey Smith, Stephen Vaughn, I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.